Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us or listening to us from. This is the Gambian Talents TV coming your way live and direct from the Gambian Talent Studios here in Seattle and all the way in the Gambia. The time is 9:41 a.m. here and it's 5:41 in the Gambia. I'm your host, your presenter, Pa Usman Diouf. Proud and glad to be here again one more time that we have witnessed to breathe the air of 2019. It's my first program having with you guys since after the 2018. On New Year's Day, I was here hosting a show with New Year's Eve actually, which was 2 p.m. my time. I was on air with my team in the Gambia, of course. Having a very good show with them. Try to bring you the people from Westfield, of course, as well as from Senegambia, my team in the Gambia. At Westfield and Senegambia, we brought you the ambience that was taking place or that was happening, and that was very good, I think. Right now, we are back on air, and I am glad to be here to bring you another special show. Today, what are we going to talk about? Something special, something nice, something great. But then I would just go to the local language to talk to some of our Wolof listeners. Ñi ñuy déglu di ñu bëggee di ñu seetaan fu ci waay nekk ci ñeneen ko ñi àdduna ñu ngi leen penku xarpu ngopp wala ngalandu ñu ngi leen ay dalal di leen bégal di leen tatagal fii ci Gambian Talents TV. Pa Ousmane Diouf nekkal leen ci gannaaw microphone bi comme niñ koy defee saa su nekk ñu ngi leen naan happy new year di leen bëggee. Yéen ñi ñuy toppa ci YouTube ñu ngi leen ay bëggee di leen wax happy new year ñi ñuy toppa ci Facebook bi tamit the same thing. Saa su nekk ñu indi leen programme yu baax. 2018 was a great year for Gambian Talents promotion, Gambian Talents Foundation, and of course the media platform. We have accomplished a lot. We will talk about those in other shows. A lot has been happening in our country. The past 2 weeks have been jam-packed with different events and activities, from the Christmas to the New Year's to all the other political programs that are happening. We have been seeing the congresses by the different political parties. We have seen the unfolding events with 75 young people being deported back to the Gambia. And so many things have been happening, good and bad. Yes, good and bad at the same time. Here we are to talk to you guys. Today we're going to be discussing a special topic. We're going to be talking about something that is very important. We have Gambians in the diaspora and lovers of the Gambia or friends of the Gambia who are always interested to come back to our country and invest. No, liggéey ñaxa def yu fi moodu def yu fi faatu lijjanti seen koom-koom jël seen life savings pare pour invest ko in the Gambia. We have people who will take loans from banks and other financial institutions in the West and take it back home to invest. We have people that will work together as family or as partners and of course end up taking their resources, putting it together and taking it to the Gambia to invest. They are usually faced with so many challenges, and we will be discussing some of those things. In our studios in the Gambia at Westfield, we have a group of people who are Gambians and non-Gambians who are actually interested in doing business in the Gambia, or of course are there to do philanthropic activities and serve the people of the Gambia in one way or the other. We will be talking about with some of those people. Dinañ waxtaan ak ñenn ñi ci ñooñu pour discuss ak ñoom li nga xam ne mooy challenges yi nga xam ne moom la Gambians yi ak friends of the Gambia ñi nga xam ne dañ am interest pour def business ci biir Gambia li nga xam ne moom la ñoo face dinañ def loolu pour waxtaan ak ñooñu. waaye comme ni ma ko waxee challenges yi are not only limited to individuals from the government. The challenges we face, the frustrations that people face between them and the ordinary citizens, whether they will be buying their products, whether they will be patronizing them, or whether they'll be playing you games. the challenges that they face when it comes to your employees and people you deal with, and other challenges that people face when doing business in Gambia. That's what we'll be talking about. The show is live. If you want to participate, if you are in America, 678-608-3322 is the number to dial. 678-608-3322. If you are in the UK, 161-818-7077, 161-818-7077. That's the number to dial. If you are in Sweden, 08559-26651, 08559-26651. That's the number to dial if you are in Sweden. You can call us via Skype. Gambian Talents Radio is our Skype name. You are welcome to participate through Viber or WhatsApp. +1 404 593 6215, +1 404 593 6215. There are several other things that we will be talking about today when it comes to doing business in Gambia, the challenges that is faced by Gambians. I mean, if you are a victim, if you have an experience like this, it's very important to call into the show and participate. Happy New Year. Inshallah, after the New Year to bring you special programs. If you are following our page, you will be seeing us posting a lot of videos from our Semester Avenue show to the New Year's, to the Christmas, to all the other activities that are happening in the country. Over the past 2 weeks, it's been a very busy week for us, and here we are today. I'm ready to have another conversation. 2019, we are beginning. It's a new year. We should have New Year's resolutions. We should be able to diagnose ourselves. Look at what we did great as a country, as a people in 2018, and we try to improve on those. We try to adjust on those. This is what we will be talking about. I mean, if you have any contribution, feel free to bring it. The platform is a non-profit public media institution, like we always say, which means we rely on you, our viewers and our listeners, to support us. We don't want to rely on the government, because if we do, they can tell us what to say and what not to say. If we rely on corporate sponsorship, the same thing. They can tell us what to say and what not to say. We want to rely on you, our viewers, our followers, and our listeners to support us. How? By subscribing to our channel. Those of you watching us through Facebook, if you look below your page, next to the comment section on the right side, you will see a green circle with a green love sign in it. If you click on that circle, it will take you to a secured link where you can make a donation of $5 a month. Regardless of where you are, you can use your debit card, credit card, PayPal account, or whatever to make that donation once a month. $5. It will help us be able to produce shows like this, to buy all the necessary equipment and resources we need, to be able to buy the credit, to be able to get you the quality programming that you need, pay for the transport and everything else that we need. Then we are relying on you to support us. We want to be your eyes that we see through. We want to be your ears that we listen with. And we want to be your mouth and your voice that we talk with. Kon ngeen jàppale ñu yéen ñi ñuy déglu pour tënk rek ci yéen lañ ko yaakaare wuñ ko ci nguur, yaakaare wuñ ko ci corporate sponsorship, ndax suñ ñu joxee wax ñu fan la ñoo xoolee ku la abal ay bot wax la fi nga xoolee. Kon yéen lañ yaakaar pour ngeen jàppale ñu, donate leen ñu, ngeen click green button bi nga xam ne mu ngi next to the comment section ci yéen ñi ñuy seetaan ci Facebook bi, wala boog su ngeen a yónnee seen allowance yi Gambia weer bu nekk mun ngeen ñoo donate through that. Kon we welcome you guys to Gambian Talents TV. Pa Ousmane Diouf nekk leen ci gannaaw microphone bi. I turn to the team in the Gambia and say salute and hello and happy new year to the people down there in the Gambia. Start with a gentleman, Digi, nuyu naa la. Hello?
Yeah.
Nuyu naa la.
Yeah, maa ngi nuyu. Ñu la fay, maa ngi fay ñu ko am ni ñu ngi seetaan daal.
Digi Njie, sa real name naka la?
Waaw. Man Ousseynou Njie laa tudd, waaye ñëpp Digi lañ ma dee ooyee.
Digi lañ la dee ooyee.
Digi daal.
Yow Gambian nga
Digi daal moo.
Digi Njie, okay.
Yeah, Gambia la juddoo, Gambia laa yoroo.
Gambia nga juddoo, Gambia nga yeroo. Currently you are currently in the Gambia on holidays, right?
Yeah, maa ngi Gambia sax for business currently.
Oh, you are Gambia, okay, for business right now, okay. You live in the UK. How long ago did you go to the UK? Wala kañ nga dem UK?
Because dama de rotate rek. Dama de just rotate.
Dang de rotate di dem di ñëw, okay. Mashallah, that's very good. Proud of you. A young man, si suñ xam-xam bu ndaw biñ jota gestu biñ jota def. amaguloo ñaar fukki at ak juróom sax de, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You are a businessman. What type of business are you into?
Man, dama day andi moto from Perset. Andi ko Gambia ma ñëw ma jaay ko, and then maa ngi ibi loo xam ne nii mu ngi nekk loo xam ne nii car wash la ak daal comme movement la daal loo xam ne nii pour youth si la dama ko di ibi man comme pour employé si génne from si ghetto bi ma andi leen pour gars yi ñëw daal di liggéey su ko defee nga xam ne di nekk di am chance pour def naka su dul noonu.
Did you amuloo 25 years sax? I mean, you have the ambition and that vision pour ñëw di indi génne youth si ghetto bi yow sa boppa nga waroon a toog si ghetto bi di campé di naan ataaya. What makes you different?
Wow, then they were in so they can have a putting up Wagasa in Solo of this. So Makuma said that no person, no one get through that.
No, guy through. Oh, okay. Dinañ ñëw ci kanam ñu waxtaan ak yow ci challenges yi nga nekk di face as a businessman. Next to your right, I mean, ñu dem to the next person. I mean, to your left actually. Ñu waxtaan ak moom rek. Hello, good evening, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh.
Yes, how are you, sir?
Yeah, very well.
Oh, okay. What is your name?
Yeah, my name's Kevin Sanders. I've been running a development charity within the Gambia for just short of the past 7 years.
What have you been doing in Gambia? You run what type of charity?
I run a development charity where we support the hospitals, I should say, schools, and development of youth projects, mainly football development, and on small scale, development of perhaps a sewing projects and carpentry projects. But those are the very, very small development projects we deal with. Mainly, we've been concentrating on working with developing schools and the hospitals.
Oh, okay. How long ago have you...
Basically, the Norafella area, Palmer, Gunjul areas of Gambia.
Since when did you start this? How long ago have you been coming to Gambia?
Well, I started this 6 years ago from 2 cardboard boxes until Christmas Eve. I just unloaded my first 40-foot container.
Oh, this last Christmas you offloaded your first 40-foot container?
Well, about on the 24th of 2018, like a week and a half ago,
okay.
We just brought our first 40-foot container, which was absolutely chock full of everything you could ever think of that's needed for a school or hospital within the Gambia. But I'm also doing that with several other charities as well. It's not just my own thing. What we've done is where things are needed by the hospitals and charities, we're now going to be shipping those into the Gambia. We have a small warehouse in Banjul, and we have a very large warehouse within the UK ourselves. I mean, to give you an example, just in the UK alone, when I get back, we've got 800 school chairs, 800 desks, 250 wheelchairs, probably close to about 500 walking frames, probably 1,000 crutches, and hospital drugs and supplies. We're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of everything you could ever think about. It's a project that we're going to be working on massively next year. Probably by February or March next year, we'll be doing at least 1 40-foot container a month.
Mm-hmm. Why Gambia, though, sir? Why Gambia?
Why did I? The Smiling Coast. I came here on a holiday about 7 years ago, stayed in the Palmarima, met a local Gambian who worked in the Terrace Bar, which was on the Palmarima Strip. His name was Fabarama Jambang. I got to meet him. I quite enjoyed, the Gambia for the short 2 weeks I was here. I came back a couple of months later, had a wonderful greeting in the village, decided that I can make a difference in what I do. Some of the project we've done have failed, and some have been very, very successful.
Is your
still here?
Is your organization registered in the UK and in Gambia?
I'm a registered charity in the Gambia, the registered organisation in the Gambia, and when we get back in the UK, we're going to be registered as a charity in the UK. As most people would understand listening, that organising, registering a charity in the UK is quite a mammoth task because of the regulation. But yes, we're going to be doing that. But I also work with, several very, very registered UK charities.
Well, I understand what you are saying. And I would say we just, Gambian Talents Promotion, we just got registered in the United States as a charity on the 19th of last month. I understand fully what you are saying. It's a very long process and very complicated and a lot of paperwork required. So I am proud to actually announce to our viewers and our listeners that Gambian Talents just got registered. Of course, if you are looking and you are watching, you will see this envelope right here with the IRS. It has all our information on it. We are registered as a non-profit organization under the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service of the United States of America. So I know very well what you are talking about is very difficult and very challenging to actually run or register a charity in the West. Not as easy as Gambia, but then we will come to that again later on. The beautiful lady sitting next to you. Hello, woman. How are you?
Thank you.
What is your name?
I'm fine, thank you.
What is your name?
My name is Sandra Davison.
Okay.
My name is Sandra Davison.
Okay, Sandra.
I'm retired.
Mm-hmm.
I came to Gambia in 1992 on a holiday, and like most people fell in love with it. 2003, I built a house here, and now I'm retired, and I travel back and forth from here to the UK.
Okay. So what do you do in Gambia? You are retired now, you just sitting down enjoying the beautiful sunshine, or are you actually working? Or
enjoy my life. I go to the beach most days, and just enjoy the sunshine, and enjoy my retirement.
Oh, okay. You are not doing any business or anything?
No, not me.
Oh, okay.
I'm finally retired, and that's me finished with work now.
Okay.
Just enjoying myself.
Great. And the next person in the studio. Greetings, sir.
Dominic. I'm Mr. Dominic Intodonke.
Mr. Dominic, how are you, sir?
I'm Nigerian. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine, bro.
You are a Nigerian?
Yes.
Based in Nigeria or based in Gambia or in Europe or UK? Where are you based?
We're based in the Gambia and UK.
Okay. Why Gambia though? Why you didn't go back to Nigeria but chose Gambia? You have a Gambian wife? Do you have a Gambian wife?
No Gambian wife. I have Sandra, is my wife, the woman sitting next to me.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, like to answer your question, why Gambia? I would say I've traveled almost part of West Africa until I came to Gambia.
Okay.
In 2000, and I met my wife in 2000 December.
Mm-hmm.
We've been together in England, still love Africa, and I decided to stay in Africa. So I will do business in Africa while I go to England to visit family and sure everything is all right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good to hear. Well, you guys are not doing business in Gambia, though. You and Sandra, you're not doing business in Gambia. You're just there to enjoy yourselves and enjoy your retirement.
Well, I do business. Bring cars from UK and sell it,
Okay.
And bring things when you bring in the cars and you pack things inside from things, and sometimes most times it's charity things. Maybe depend on the cars to sell the cars.
Okay.
Most time we'll bring in things. The cars will normally pack things inside, like for the charity, clothes and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So we've been doing that for a while.
Okay. Everybody that's watching, this is a live program coming to you from the Gambian Talent Studio. We are live from the Gambia. Our guests are sitting at a studio in the Gambia, and I'm right here in Seattle, Washington. Now we go into the proper conversation proper. Facing a lot of challenges when it comes to doing business in Gambia. Just yesterday, I spoke to somebody who actually is trying to do a charity work, like what the first gentleman I talked to, Kevin, is doing. A Gambian who lives in the United States, running a school there that is not charging the kids anything, taking a lot of stuff in the Gambia or to the Gambia. And guess what? The guy, just like Kevin, took a 40-foot container. This guy took 2 containers, 40-foot containers with furniture to go to the schools to help the students. And guess what? He was charged a lot of money at the ports. People were trying to get bribe from him. He was being frustrated, and eventually he decided to let go. He is taking the container out, but from what he told me, that is going to be the last time that he tries to take anything like that. This is somebody that has a connection in the United States, somebody that will be able to take things to the Gambia. And of course, I have watched some other Gambians and discussed with some other Gambians. Not long ago, we have the diaspora healthcare initiative, the people from the Gambia diaspora healthcare initiative. They are talking about taking containers of medical supplies to the Gambia. And of course, they are getting frustration just to be able to have a waiver and other documentation that would come from the Gambia government to be able to support them. The challenge that some of our people face, that's one of them. The other thing that some of our people face has to do with the ability to be able to bring. If you are running a small business or you are running a small charity, you are not able to bring your own container to the Gambia, but you have access to stuff. People that send containers, both in the US and in Gambia, this is and in Europe and other parts, this is a big challenge. Some of them, of course, will tell you all kinds of information. Some of them will tell you the challenges that they face themselves, at the port authority and other places. But some of them deliberately will try to dupe you, will try to take your stuff. We have had stories where people explain, somebody send, you send your stuff through the guy that sends a container. The next minute, they take the stuff to Gambia, New Jaiko, they sell it, and they use the money to do something else and tell you a story or give you a substitute. Anywhere from cars to other things. Last year, I know of somebody who went to Gambia. For 6 months, they took a loan. Her and her husband took a loan from Europe, went to the Gambia with her, took a loan from the bank, wanted to start a business in Gambia, bought all kinds of, materials, put it in a container. A week before the container was supposed to arrive in Gambia, she went there. She rented a place, paid the place for 6 months, sitting there in Gambia, not working, lost all her investment, and the stuff never got to the Gambia, thanks to the shipper. So these are challenges that the people in Gambia face, and we'll be discussing some of these things. I come back to you, Kevin, to ask you, what are some of the challenges you face trying to run a non-profit in the Gambia? You've been doing it for 7 years. You just ship your own container to the Gambia not long ago, but then you must have faced a lot of challenges coming to the Gambia over the years. What are some of those challenges that you have been facing?
Well, the container we've just shipped, we did get a slight duty waiver on it. We paid about 53,000 Dalasi still to clear the port, and everything in there is for the benefit of the Gambia. But obviously within that, I think there's about 30,000 Dalasi that say that the container fee to Maersk this side.
You said you paid.
That's one of the challenges that you face.
You paid what, 53,000 to get it out?
We paid 2,500 in England to have the container, because we had to have it dropped on the ground, the first one. So it cost us 2,500. So that's what, about 150,000 Dalasi to physically send the container here. And then I think we've paid just slightly over 53,000 at the port to clear the container as well.
You say that was a waiver where you given a duty waiver or no?
We were given a slight duty waiver on the fact that we've brought in hospital beds, we've brought in mattresses for the orphanages. I think we've brought in about just short of about 400 chairs for schools. Those have been distributed. A lot of the stuff that we've brought in this time is going to be going to the North Bank, which is obviously everybody knows is a very poor part of the Gambia, because there's not a lot of charities working up there. As I said, I don't work solely with myself. I work with one or two other charities, and so a lot of the equipment we've brought in this time has been handed to these charities in the Gambia, and they're going to be distributing it to where it's needed. What my basic thought was I have the logistics ability in the UK to send 40-foot containers, so I'm working with about 3 charities within the Gambia, and some of these have been here for about 15 years. we're going to send what they require to the Gambia, and then we can get that distributed to their projects. For instance, we're just about to ship about a 20-foot, basically call it a horse box in the UK. That's coming on our next container, and we'll have that in the Gambia with a 4x4 Discovery, which we have, and we can use that to distribute our goods around to where it's needed within the Gambia. We have a small warehouse in Banjul, so what we're planning to do with this is, over a period of time, we can build it up there, build this warehouse up. So we've always got wheelchairs, we've always got walking frames, we've also always got walking sticks, we've always got crutches and other medical equipment that's required. So we can have a charity come to us and ask, this is what we require, and we will have that in Banjul for other charities.
Okay. What is your source of what is your source of funding, Kevin? Who donates you this equipment, or do people give you cash?
You're talking to.
Huh?
I funded this. I funded this myself with another 2 people in the UK. We paid for this ourselves.
Oh,
we paid for it. But going forward, we have some corporate sponsors in the UK, which I can't tell you who those are. They're just personal friends of ours.
Okay. Oh, so you've been funding your projects all this while.
I probably put at least $1 million into this last year, my personal money. I have a very successful business in the UK that allows me to do this in life. You know, I'm a very blessed person, as I've told many people in life. You know, I earn a very, very, very good living in the UK.
Oh, okay.
I do surveying for various energy companies, so I'm paid rather handsomely for what I do. You know.
Oh, okay. So, what other challenges do you face? Besides, the duty, what other challenges have you faced or are you facing? Trying to run
empowering people in the. My problem with the Gambia is never not a problem. My challenges, Gambia as a way of putting it, is empowering people to do something in their lives. I mean, I work with Nora Feller on a small scale. I started a sewing project there about 4 years ago, where I shipped all the sewing machines from the UK. I purchased a couple in the Gambia. We're only talking manual machines. There's no electricity in the village. I've abandoned that project. I couldn't empower people to do it. I attempted to try and do a carpentry project here. I abandoned that. I started a gymnasium for the football teams. I've now taken the gymnasiums back, and they're with the Navy in Banjul and the Navy in Tangier. We gave it to the naval bases. We just find
why did you abandon this project? Why did you abandon these projects?
Because I couldn't get the football team to go to the gym. They'd rather sit under a mango tree and drink a tire. You'll find, if you meet me in life, I will say it as it is. You know, I'm a reasonably successful businessman in the UK. I'm very far from being a millionaire or anything like that. You know, every Gambian ever meets what we call ourselves, two babs, do we call ourselves? Everybody thinks in the UK that everybody's a multi-millionaire. We're certainly not. You know, I try to empower Gambians to do what it is. I work with 1 or 2 Gambians who I've helped develop. I had a friend, I'll just call him Fab, a taxi driver. I met him. 3 years ago I met the guy. I really liked the guy. He listened to me. He took on board everything I do. He's now driving a really nice minibus he uses for the hotels, doing transport. He has 2 nice taxis. And within 3 to 4 years, he's changed his life, because he just took on board a little of what I told him. And I did help him financially a little bit, not a great deal, and he's just built it and built it and built it. And that's one guy I can say.
One guy you can see that.
Yeah. And 1 or 2 families I've helped on a small scale.
And let me talk to DG, Mr. Njai. Dega nga li Kevin wax. One of the challenges yi nekk di am loolu la ñoo waxtaanee li nga xam ne moom la ñoo daj doing business in Gambia. Benn si challenges yi am is being able to get Gambians pour ñu focus xam li leen war ñafe nga ñëw pour dimbale it nit wax na project yi mu commencé ne he started a project pour dimbale to do a sewing project boobu abandon na ko start na project yi lifin carpentries abandon na ko start na a gymnasium for the football teams, and he has to take that back as well. So he's talking about this challenge. You as a young Gambian that is doing business in Gambia, are you facing any challenges like that trying to empower people? Because the guy that I just spoke to yesterday, for example, Kevin, he told me the same thing. He has fired, the past 1 year, he has fired several people. Ourselves, where you are sitting right now in that studio, we have, gotten rid of about 5 people just the last 1 year in 2018. People that you bring in that you think will be very focused, that will take advantage of the opportunity you give them. People that will follow you. You give them the opportunity and they don't take advantage of it. That is exactly what the guy I spoke to yesterday faced. DG, in your situation, have you encountered that am nga ndaw yoo xam ne wala ñoo xam ne ñoo nañ ci yow wala ne ñoom dañ bugg a liggéey wala dañ pare liggéey ñu la play into games di sàcc sa bagage yi wala di pare wu ñoo liggéey daal because ñu nekk bitim réew ñu bari dañ dee complain ne they have that challenge starté ko si family members nag coming all the way down to ay friends wala ñoo xam ne xamuloo leen sax ñu la play into games. Do you have that experience, Digi?
Waaw man moom challenges yan laa dee face moom daf dee nekk comme man daal mostly dama dee préfère pour dee liggéey xale parce que dañ dee neex a motivé so man su ma dee liggéey ak rek dama leen dee bàyyi gars day demee ak seen own pace so léegi su gars yi ñëwee man nekkuma di brag about loolu or anything waaye man na ma leen dee fay gars dañ dee am service yoo xam ne even si yenn office yi gars mënuñoo am loolu so man dama leen dee jox chance yooyu noonu waaye da nga dee dem ba gis ne time liggéey duñ ko dee respect boobu benn ñaareel bi moo nekk ne consistency bi du fa dee nekk da ngaa gis ku ñëw tey mu toog 2 days du ñëw o yooyu noonu so loolu moom loolu nekk na si benn thing beneen thing bi moo nekk ne di nga am sa projet nga gis keneen ku ñëw ne la dama bëgg pour ñu def projet bii ñu together nga ne ko ok fine ngeen dem ba taxawal yëpp ba pare after du dee mujjee ñëw mu continuer
loolu nekkoon ñu laa liggéeyal right comme nga toog benn Gambian ñoo wax la wax yu rëy about a project that they want to do nangam yow nga dem ba pare foog ne they are serious nga toog rek ñu chicken out or ñu back out of the project loolu nga nekk di wax right
waaw kon di nga gis koo xam ne ni sax dafaa ñëw nga foog ne wel kii dafa pare pour ñëw pour ngeen liggéey parce que ñun moom liggéey mu ñu tax a jóg parce que ñun ay moom bi boole am so da nga dem ci pare def sa liggéey daal so mu ñëw nga wax ba mu pare du mu jël ñëw mi bi dafaa ñëw pour gas la ou pour xamal la something like that daal loolu tamit dañ ko dee fees waaye easy wut daal dañ dee try dañ dee am million reasons pour ko waaye dañ dee just focus rek.
On the side of the government, do you have any frustrations than they took it in the eye moto and the like? Do you have any experience, difficulties, port, being that nanda nga port, be hamga shortcuts, hamga nakala?
No, man mom duma def jël ay shortcut wala yooyu noonu man daal dama def andi direct man waaye li ma tamit port bi tamit duty bi is a bit high. Parce que loolu moo tax mu doy tamit mu seer parce que ñun at the end of the day dañoo dem ñu dina moto yi ñu ship ko shipping line bi dafa pare xaalis tam su moto bi ñëwee fii tamit mu agsi li nga ko génnee tamit dafa tax moto bi mu ëpp au price moto bi mu ëpp au price bi tamit xam nga mu nekk loo xam ne nit ki dina ko mën a afford waaye léegi-léegi da ngay andi na moto yoo xam ne nii da ngaa ñëw mais bi liñ lay caag ci port bi pour nga génne ko mais bi yow jindeewu loolu moto bi sax so nga ñëw nga fay ko loolu so at the end of the day loolu tam dafa soxla Gambian rek parce que yow price boo ko ñëwee di ko jaay foog nga génne si sa poste ba pare foog nga make profit parce que at the end of the day di nga am bills yoo xam ne nii at the end of the month di nga am pour take care.
Oh, okay. Dominic, what are some of the challenges you are facing in Gambia? You running a non-profit too and doing business, you and your wife. For your part, are you facing any specific challenges?
Well, I would say it's like everybody is facing the same challenge, challenges, It's the individuals, I always say to friends that Gambia is the hardest place to find workers. Okay, let me come back, because I didn't say something before. We opened a salon for a big friend of 4 hours in the Gambia here. and she run the business, and I was like trying to help her. I do head salon in England, so I was trying to help her to set up the business, like a professional level. And the salon was in Usubi, it was called the Art Salon. So within 6 months, I will tell you, sack like 10 people. Very easy. Sack like 10 people very easily, And she was a very, very soft person. And she would say to me, well, this person, yes, it's true, but give them another chance. You give them another chance. That's it. Giving somebody another chance in the Gambia is the worst thing you ever do, to my own experience. Normally, people will give you a second chance to change. But here, a second chance is like a second chance to continue. So anyway, apart from that, the main challenge in the Gambia, I would say right now, the main challenge in Gambia right now is to make the people to understand that the world is moving forward. There's that mentality in the Gambia that people believe in our forefathers' time, where food is cooked and everybody come and put hand and eat, and people come and sleep in one house and one man take care of the bill, and that's the biggest problem in the Gambia. People need to change now. It's not wickedness. People may see it as wickedness. Why do you cook? They don't call everybody to come and eat. Hey, if you don't work, you never eat. You don't sit under the tree and when you're ready, you come and eat. You know what I mean? You stopping in the uncle's house. People are stopping in their uncle's house. They don't work. This man feed them, help them. They can't even wash his car. They can't even wash his clothes. They can't even help the wife even to put fire on his stove. You know what I mean? So, to me, it is the biggest. I come from Nigeria. Where I come from, if you don't have a brain for education, you go to serve a master. You learn a business. Sometimes you can be in your master's house for 5 years, 7 years, serving the man with his family. That's training. But people see it as a wickedness. And in this man's house, you don't pay me for 5 years. But to us, it's a training. At the end of the day, you're blessed. You start your own. Your junior works for you. And they come and serve you, and they get to learn what you know. And after you settle them, they go and start their own business. That's the foundation of how things grow in Africa here. Well, for one to think that you sit home and everything is done for you, and you for your brother to send you to Europe, and if you go to Europe and the money is free and you just gather it, it doesn't work that way.
There's certainly no praise in Europe. So it's about time people start telling people the truth. That if you make money in Europe, you have to start working in your own country.
Dance a yard before dance up.
Dance a yard before dance abroad. Exactly. If you're lazy to work in your own country, you will definitely be lazy to work in Europe. So the challenge we face is for people to understand, have state of mind of working, to make their own money. That's the biggest challenge in the Gambia. What you do.
You are very right about that. I can attest to that. I know Fatu Samba there now will be laughing because we are facing the same thing. I told you we've gotten rid of about 5 people, parted ways with about 5 people in the last 1 year. Kevin said it, whether it's Kevin or Dominic, that the biggest challenge to go through is trying to have people. So you both agreed to the same thing. Having people to be disciplined, to be ready to work, to be able to take advantage of something that they should take advantage of. Maybe they have been struggling, or even if they're not struggling, you are trying to help them to set up something that if it goes through, it will definitely go a long way for them. But unfortunately, they will not take advantage of it. This is the biggest challenge that a lot of the people doing business in Gambia are facing. And I think that is very important that we pay attention to. I wish our people just understand, like you said, Dominic, is very important, that the world is changing. And gone are the days, yes, when you should rely on somebody and rely on somebody exclusively, or the whole family relies on one person to take care of them. Our people don't understand this, it looks like, and it's very important that that we do as a nation is affecting us. A lot of people doing business in Gambia get frustrated. You buy your stuff, you buy your materials, you have the ambition, you do investment. Some people work 2 jobs to be able to gather capital to start something in the Gambia. Not because they have it. Some people will take loans to actually start something in Gambia. And the next minute, you know it, within 6 months, it's all destroyed. People have the ambition, leave their jobs and everything, come back home to want to settle for good. And within a year or two, they pack up their things and go back to Europe or America. It's sad and unfortunate. And our people, they want to buy it. So
I know a couple of friends who and they never come back again.
Yes.
Gambians.
So, wow,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead. You were saying something.
I mean, I was just agreeing with you.
Waaw suñ nit ñi dañ war a bàyyi xel loolu bu baax a baax ñu xam ne kat loolu dafa am solo bari naa si dëkk bi ñoo xam ne ñu ngi góorgóorlu di def lépp luñ mun seen kéemtalaay kàttan pour make sure ne am nañ liñ am bugg a set up pour make sure ne seen liggéey taxaw na pour make sure ne jàppale wante ne ñoom ak seen family but unfortunately family si duñ dee jël loolu seriously wala take advantage of it, and it's about time that our people understand this and take advantage of that. Besides that, DG, one of the challenges that people face, for example, in your case, that's something that all of you have in common. When shipping your stuff, you gather your resources from the UK, all of you want to bring it to Gambia. You have problem with the shipping companies that are there. I mean, what can you tell us about that? Some of the challenges that you guys have when it comes to shipping your stuff or getting it to Gambia. Kevin mentioned earlier that he brought his own 240-foot containers. All of you sitting there, I would assume you've not been bringing your own containers. You've been using private shipping companies, Gambian companies, to bring your stuff. What are some of the challenges you face? And have you been working with only one person? A lot of people that you've been working with, I mean, try different shipping companies.
Wow, that is one more personally. One more, the use is different. Why the just make sure small use use Gambian dal. Balanga daha ganar mo na city na daha mo kasi. So the man make always use Gambian dal. Kung direct na kimo na kagan mo ang business up. Yang ni def yotam business, medyo matatay po yung course may lola. So na mo na siya legi tayo Gambia mo na ang difficulties. Why mo ang bena tubaban ni kasi mi buo mo malaman so mo man sa trabaho mo ship perfectly am gan problem so am gan problem. So legi nga am problem ban la face bo xam ne ni mun na la wax na la su doon yàlla dem bi damit na small business bena ñaareel bi moo nekk ne xam nga mun a almost everything parce que tey fu mel ni man dama dee jël moto personnel ma andi ko fi ma ñëw ma jaay ko waaye tamit dama dee jël all from customer comme tey par exemple yëpp nga bëgg a moto nga ne maa ngi moto bii nii laa bëgg so léegi doo la am frais ne la ok sa moto bi dina 6 weeks ñu wax price ba agréé léegi man ma dem ma jënd moto bi fi mu ko indee du problème fi mu ko shippé fi mu ko jëndee du problème pour nga toog ko mu dem si kooku yaaram du problème waaye léegi su demee ba si shippa bi naan foofu nga dee amee mais foofu la main problème bi da nekk business bi yëpp loolu shippa bi mooy dictamen ndax business bi waa nekk success wala du nekk success parce que tey nga am ak ma agreement ngeen seen contrat ak yëpp nga ne ko 6 weeks moto dina fi nekk nga jël xaalisam nga utilize xaalis bi dina moto bi yow na la yàlla sa diggante ak yàlla rek nga dina moto bi nga andi ko nga jox ko xam nga so pour moto bi mu jël benn 1 month 4 weeks mu agsi mais bi yow nga jël sa temps ngir ne ko war na moo ko benn 6 weeks waaye du ko jël da nga gis ne shippa bi mun na ma jël moto bi mu def ko yàlla ko mu jël ko moo xam na la ko def daal so du di dem so yow su fekkee ne yàlla dimbalewut la amul xaalis boo xam ne ni yaa ngi ko ji ma séef si gannaaw daal comme yaa ngi ko dinca su dul loolu da nga am problème parce que avec 6 weeks su jotee ku lay jox xaalisam pour moto dina ñëw so su xasee ba ñëw léegi fu mu mel ni léegi ñaari affaire moo si mën a am su dee amuloo xaalis pour nga delloo ko daf laa yóbbu police soo demee police da ngaa dem may si loo xam ne nii yow pour yàlla ne la yow da nga jënd moto bi fi nga ko daal def na yow bi ma joxe exemple man problème fi man laa nekk di fees sax faram li ba léegi comme ku si mel ni comme Armani moom maa ne shipping service nga jël full moto nga jox ko broda mo introduce ak moom mu ngi liggéey ak ay nit nga jël sa moto nga jox sa moto mu ne la ok léegi ship naa sa moto bi seen na la picture ne la moto bi mu ngi nii léegi si biir conteneur bi xam nga fekk daf koo def ñu dugal ko set la picture ba pare mu génnee waat moto bi mi bi moo xam lan la mooy yokkaat si conteneur bi mu ship conteneur bi mu jox la tracking boo xam ne ni sa bagage am yow yaa ngi nekk kaaj la bi yow yaa ko input yow nga jël tracking boobu noonu nga jox ko sa customer bi track conteneur gis na conteneur bi noonu donc gis ne discharge nañ conteneur bi léegi at indi bi moto bi amul fan foo xam ne nii mën nañ ko gis wala yooyu so problème bi yooyu noonu daal ba def da nga ko def face bu baax ba pare daf di métti parce que li nga am yëpp da nga ko si def yow sa ul xaalis boo xam ne nii nekkul di ko use si business o di nga dem si club bu vacclose nga dem nga expliqué ko problème bi nga aba xaalis pour nga mën a reform customer bi te léegi soo demee léegi fu mu mel nii nga jël customer bi xaalisam li nga wóoloo moto ngeen am puissance pour ngeen am wax ngeen exchange because nit nga rek da ngaa mel ni su la waxee loo xam ne nii jarul yoon di nga mel ne yaa
so yow
kenn koo xam ne nii ñoo na mu bëgg a laaj moto su ne ko
go ahead
waaw su ñëwee léegi mu ne ko dama bëggoon a dem dama bëggoon a dem dina moto dégg naa ne liggéey moto soo fa demee mun nga order any type of moto dina ko àndel within a short period of time kooku dinaa ko wax ne ko non ñooñu noonu dañoo def scam dañoo jël sa xaalis ba pare ak yenn liggéey duñ ko deliver so man dama am pour takal ko pour mu fay fekkaat demee wut noonu yaa xam ne ñun dañoo def business rek pour nga xam ne daal dinañu may daal lañ mën a fajal ci seen soxla daal xam nga jéem a seet naka la ñu jéem a développé dem kanam daal lu ko ay weer lu ñu daal
léegi mention nga ngeen manage shipping da nga am any other Gambians ngeen yaa ngi deal ak tubaab and tubaab bi amuloo benn problème ak moom so dafa am any other Gambian boo xam ne da nga am problème boobu ak sa mbokki Gambien
maa ngi di la beneen Gambian boo xam ne nii right now moom laa amal contrat kooku ñu ngi ko wax gay ñoro wax dëgg na yàlla amul benn difficultés mu ngi dem smooth mu ngi dem góob amul benn problème suma bagage bi ma jógee woon a ship sax bu mu ñëwee daf ma xool mu ne ma gis naa ne yow wala nga yaa ngi try youth man nga xam nga yaa ngi try daal so sa bagage am ñëw pour kaawos matériel yi la sax daf ma ko sibal firi damaa wax rek ngir yàlla moo tax
Alaaji Gaye mooy Alaaji Gaye orom Gaye Jooro
waaw mooy Alaaji Gaye
ok
mooy Alaaji moom daf ko si ba pare lu xam nga rek nit ki tamit dem na ba gis ne waaw parce que ñëw na ba suma place xam na ne ñëw na mu xool foofu nit ki soo ñëwee am nga sa bopp di ngay ñëw nga xam ne fii ñu ma fi gis ñëpp ñuy liggéey ñëpp ay xale lañ man mënoon naa jël rek ma dem leen suma loxo am naa chance yi génn ma ne bàyyi ma génn ma dem toog si biti comme suma yeneen ma dem toog rek continuer di def 9 to 5 job suma wàccee suma mu ne satisfaire ñu satisfaire suma famille maa ngi ok waaye maa ngi jéem a try tam pour defaale ko si ñeneen
okay yow within how long nga ship ak Pa Mane noonu Mane shipping how long did you ship with him like how long comme ñaata within 1 year 6 months benn shipment rek nga musa def ak moom demut right ndax da nga def ay shipment yu bari yoo xam ne demut right
non Mane shipping dafa am kii moo ma boole woon ak moom benn boroda moo ma boole cousin boroda moo ma boole woon ma ci loolu kooku moto waaye den jamono boobu noonu kan laa doon ship waaw kooku noonu dafa tukki woon nekkutoon in UK so boroda ne man suma boroda di ship waaye bëgguma la na distract parce que yow sa own business nga def mu ne ma ok fine so ma jël moto boobu noonu golf la woon sax type foofu mu jox ma contact am yëpp man ma def arrangement bi yëpp suma benn boroda bu baax moo ma defal arrangement bi gars yi trop foofu noonu xam nga so buñ drogee moto bi foofu noonu mu ship ko so den mu ngi agsi woon amutoon benn jee ak anything so den on broda bi ne ma comme que sa sifa bi léegi di def di toog te ñun ñëpp ay Gambien lañ ci tamit suma broda la xam nga te yow da ngay ñëw si ma na wala dee patronize so waaye noonu yow tamit nga use tamit suma broda mu ne ko ok fine noonu laa defee ñu jël moto about 4 cars ma jël 4 moto yëpp ma jox ko te shipment yi up front xam ne nii mun na laa amee dama ko amee dama ko jël ma fay ko si fii boutique am naa dem ma fay ko ba pare seconde bi tamit moo nekk ne bu ma demee si boutique am di fay tamit ma ngi fa fekk ak ñoo wax Ismaila kooku moom mu nekk man ne jaaw bi so bu ma fa demee foofu laa fay maa ngi am ne receipt mi ngi def document sax yëpp waaw so bu ñu fa demee daal ñu fay and everything kooku tam ñu jël xaalis bi moo seen ne su kii di Liverpool moom dina ko delloo kooku léegi dafa daw mu dem Guinée bi waaw so ñan laa amee seen moto yi
so benn shipment boobu nga am right you only did one shipment with him right
only one shipment boobu moo demu through close to 2 years léegi fu mu mel nii ba léegi jotuma bagage
close to ñaata years
te fay naa ko everything
close to ñaata years
almost 2 years
2 years
almost 2 years ñu ñoo waxee
jotuloo benn bagage jotuloo moto
No, pencil sax génnul si container boobu.
Okay. Okay.
Waaw.
Kevin.
So loolu so ñu dem.
Okay, go ahead. Well, continue, Digi.
Waaw so bu ma demee si boutique bi ma dem si boutique am ñu ko benn temps dama dem si boutique am ma dem foofu noonu waaw ma dem fekk fa broda ma dem ma la tegal suma bagage ak yooyu noonu su ko def ma joxoon tracking bi wane na continué ñëw na gis caaj nañ ko. ma ko doon xool moom mu baax ma boppam uyu ma dem gars yi seen boutique loolu nag maa ngi ko amee on bi bu ko ki ma àndaloon numéro vidéo ma dem attaque broda so bu ma fa demee attaque ko mu ne ma nii naa ne si bu ma ko woon waaye da nga ma balal mais ma mi bi next month ak yooyu noonu fekk customer ba ma am foo xam ne yàlla am fa dama am pour dem lijjanti xaalis bi ma amee xaalis bi man ak yàlla ñoo ko xam so dama am pour dem suma paquet ma dem ma am pour refund ak customer yaa ngi understand so mu mel ni loolu noonu du ko customer bi su ko refund da nga ko refund bi 20% alors ko loolu moo nekk sa contrat so xam nga foofu ñàkk naa 20% boo xam ne ni gisuma ko lekkuma ko so bu mu demee ba nii yëpp yaaxu mënu maa jot bagage yi ma demaat si boutique am fekk bu doon daal na dem du sax kër kooku moo nekkoon mu Gambie kooku moo nekk Ismaël.
Ok so naka la mujjee kañ nga mujjee wax a Armani.
tey rek si suba ma noonu wax moom because moom mu ngi awee woon nañu ngi ñëw si media bi and bu doon ñëw so mu ñu jéem a try di ma jéem a convince ak yooyu noonu waaye fekk man already develop ni parce que pour ma wala lu gàtt rek bala ngaa di continuer si keneen moo nekk ne mun nga amee customer motoom sax di nga lijjanti di nga fay ko waaye da ngaa gis ne benn si moto yooyu noonu dafa nekk moto bi nga xam ne moto bi ful suma yaay te xam nga man ak ni ma waxee ak yow nii man maa suma yaay still ñoo di parce que même ba soo ñu still ñu la jëlika ci kër bi so ñun noonu lañ fa diggee waa xam nga rek waaw maire bi daal moto mbaa fa nekk ak moto daal so moom dem na ba war a jënd moto so du dem mu jox ko keneen parce que doomam moo nekk di def business so mu ñëw ñu am agreement ak yëpp ma ñëw moto bi ak yëpp rek la yëpp jox ko ba te expliqué naa sax ne ko moto bi nii nag ma di ko fay parce que suma moto yàlla parce que da ngaa gis ne suma yaay ñun ñoo di waaye daf ñu jox cër daal
léegi paalan la la wax moom paalan la la wax moom
moom daf ma wax ne ma moom ship na moto ba si port bi waaye amul xaalis pour génne moto yi si port bi waaye man si site ban laa dee jëndee moto bu ma demaatee foofu noonu daal si ka man gisoo toog naa moto boobu noonu gars yi ñu faral jaay pen fii nii toog waxoon naa ko loolu I told you about the car that I sold it online that someone sold it to a person that I know. Yeah so loolu ñu ko doon wax si groupe bi so mu ngi nekkatim boo xam ne xam nga yaa sa yaay daal yéen a dégg parce que moo la jur yow doomam nga du la wax dara nag.
so ngeen tey si suba paa xool na la paa bi mu la koolee tey si suba lan la wax 2 years yónnee nga sa bagage jotuloo sa moto delloo na xaalis tamit ndax yow bëgguloo woon mu delloo la xaalis.
dama doon jéem a wax ne ma first container bu gars yi boo xam ne ni mu ngi arrive depuis July maa wax ne ma container boobu noonu gars yi ngi advance stage pour génne ko bu la yéen a ñaari moto nekka and then all that so mu ngi nekk loo xam ne nii.
soo doon
man bëgguma ko fay.
soo doon xayma si xaalis ñaata soo doon xayma si xaalis ñaata la paa ameel soo doon xayma si xaalis.
foo moto nga value ko $250,000 soo fa génnee shipment bi that is $1 million.
$1 million worth la paa maa ne ameel yow. supposedly
moom moo nekk just pour moto yi shipment beeg transportation bi boobu ñëwaagul.
léegi moom ñaata la la caajoon pour ship foo moto yi.
pour ship bi moom mu ma charge 4 wheel mu ma charge benn 4 wheel mu ma charge about £700. benn moto bi mu ma charge 600 700.
Okay. Kevin.
So, hi.
What experience do you have when it comes to shipping? I mean, like I said earlier, some of you seem to have the similar.
I've used. We actually use container lift in the UK. Okay. Container lift have actually banned Armani from using them. We shipped our container on the 22nd of November. We loaded over about a day and a half. The container left the UK approximately the 24/25th from Tilbury, and the container then arrived in the Gambia on the 20th approximately of December. On the 24th of December, I was unloading the container in my warehouse.
Okay. So you don't have any problem.
That's as easy as shipping in.
So that's
I have no issues whatsoever.
Okay.
You know, I'm a very educated person in life, and I've simply just took good advice from some very good friends that told me how to do things, and it worked.
Okay.
It's like you can make or break in the Gambia.
So who have you been shipping with for the past 7 years? You've been bringing stuff to Gambia for the past 7 years. Who have you been shipping with?
Originally, I started using MoneyPie. I have no issues with MoneyPie whatsoever. The only problem I've never had with it is he lives in Brighton, I live in Worcester, which is like 4 hours apart. So I used him. I've always used Gavin of G-Bay as well. Couldn't sing his praise high enough. The guy's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and everyone say that. I started using Armani because Armani is based in Birmingham and is more local for me. He obviously knows that we're an established charity as well, and he offered us a charity discount. Well, what foolish words were those? We shipped various things with Armani. Most of it got through, always delayed by 2 or 3 months, but at least we got our stuff. My main shipment, which I still haven't got because I know it's been sat in the port, it's March 2018. No, we'll say April 2018. We sent 26 cubic meters, half a container, probably slightly less because a 40-foot high cube, 78 cubic meters. About 26 cubic meters, which we paid for in full. And we're talking science equipment for schools. We're talking about computers for schools. We're talking 26 computers here that somebody I know put 6 months of his life into building this. We're talking about the solar equipment to run this. We're talking about the batteries to run this. We're talking 160 school chairs. We're talking school desks. We're talking wheelchairs. We're talking walking frames. We're talking walking sticks here for people of Gambia. And they're now not here. We've put my charity 18 months behind in our development. Armani might as well have gone out into the high street and taken a walking stick from somebody who was walking down the street. He might as well tipped somebody out of their wheelchair. That's what he's done. You know, we're at least $1 million out of pocket with what we've lost.
So you are also $1 million. What he has for you is about $1 million.
Well, at least $1 million.
When did you make this shipment with Armani?
We did this in March of 2017.
2017 or 2018? 2017 or 2018?
No, 2008. Let me think. 18, sorry, yeah, 2018.
Okay, March.
I also shipped a car. I shipped a car and a van with him, which I've actually got those from him. But in the time of that, I paid him to do the port clearance. He didn't clear the cars, and I had to go and get my own private shipping agent to re-clear my cars and re-spend my own money. In the process of that, the one van got stuck in the port for 3 months. The radiator, the alternator, the fan, the battery, and the stuff got stolen from the car because it was in the port for 3 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, and I still have a container stuck in the port since March. When do we say the container's been in the Gambia? Approximately April last year. It's in the port, it's stuck in the port. There's 26 cubic meters of everything you could ever dream of that's needed for hospitals. We've got sacks of clothes for schools. We have school uniforms, we have football kits. I even have 15 stretchers, fold-up stretchers, donated by a railway company in London, which I personally collected. I spent a Saturday of my life driving to the other side of London to do this, and they're stuck in the port. And these are fold-up stretchers that could go into a taxi and literally fold out and be a stretcher. And this is not stuff that you would normally have in the Gambia.
So when was the last time? When was the last time you spoke to Armani?
Yesterday.
Okay. And what did he say to you?
Armani lies straight in bed. The guy is an absolute born liar. If anybody believes one word he said, You might as well believe in fairies living at the back of your bed.
What did he tell you?
Absolute born liar.
What did he tell you when you spoke to him?
I don't know. He doesn't know how to tell the truth. Whatever
but what did he tell you?
You know, there's an old saying.
Okay, it's fine. You say he doesn't tell you the truth, but what did he tell you?
What he tells me, I don't take with a pinch of salt. I take with a 50-kilo bag of salt. He told me that my containers are going to be clear in the future, in the next few weeks. He's been saying that for 2 years to some people. You know, one of my cars that he did saying to Digi, I went to Birmingham with a friend of mine who owns call it a recovery company to go and get my own car back because he'd sold it to somebody.
Okay.
But I actually got the vehicle back. I went and took my vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, two of my cars, I don't know how I got them back in Gambia with a bit of luck and a bit of maybe some blessing from God, because I don't know how we did it. We did it.
Okay.
One of the vehicles was going to be used to transport the charity goods from Banjul to Nurafella. It's not going to fly there, these goods. No, we're talking 26 cubic meters. And that was my intention, was to use this van for the purposes of transporting the goods for the charity. But I'm so many Delassie out of pocket, I've had to sell it to try and recover some of my losses. I haven't even recovered my losses. But what I sold the van for, and what I've lost in port fees and repairing the van, I mean, it cost $10,000 Delassie to put the van right.
Okay.
So there you go.
Sandra?
You know, everybody has probably had rent.
Okay.
Is that me? Are you talking to me?
Yes. Kevin, you wanted to add something?
Well,
yeah, I would just say to anybody, if you believe or you defend anything Armani says, you're a fool. You're as simple as that. You are an absolute fool. The guy has had a lovely wedding and a lovely naming ceremony, courtesy of your money and me. And that's all I need to say about the guy.
Okay, Sandra, what do you want to say? What experience do you have with Armani?
Well, my experience with Paul is I've used Paul for quite a few years, right? And I've never had a pick a problem with him whatsoever. And when I was looking on different things on Facebook and seeing trouble what people had, I thought, I can't understand that because everything I've done with Paul has been delivered into the Gambian. I've picked it up and everything was perfect. And then on the 24th of June, 1917, around the couple of days before, I rang Paul up and asked him if he could ship a car for me. And he said, no problem. So he came back on the 24th of June. He took a picture of the logbook of the car and everything to make sure proof was on to me. Then on the car, and he said it would be going that week. And still to this day, I haven't got the car. I keep phoning Paul, and Paul keeps telling me it's on its way, it'll be there. And I'm one of them fools that believe what Paul was saying. My husband said, don't believe him, but I still believed him. And even now, he's phoned me up yesterday, and he sent me a message yesterday, he sent me a message today as well. I think he's got wind of what's happening today. That's why he's given me these messages. But
and what did he say? What did he say in his message?
Just what he said in his message this time was Happy New Year. Sorry for me inconvenience. And some British people was in the Gambia sorting it out. But he's also said that to me this time last year. Mm-hmm. You know, it's going to be 2 years on the 24th of June. He's had my car. Plus, I paid the cash.
You say how long ago was this? You say how long ago was this?
It'll be 2 years on the 24th of June.
So it's about a year and 6 months?
A year and 6 months now.
You could have pushed the car to the Gambia in 18 months.
And when he came, I gave him the cash, I gave him the transport money for bringing the car over, the shipping money, and I also paid him the clearance money.
But you don't just pay him clearance money. He persuaded you because I was there. He persuaded you that he can do it easy. I think he so he's got
both lots of money, you know, and still to this day. And the car, I had put I had filled the car up, obviously, with some cases for charity stuff in for people in the Gambia, and in the boot I had lots of stuff which I had bought for ourselves. And the stuff I put in the car, in the cases, I got them. I don't know how. I said to him, Paul, how have I got this stuff off you out the car? But I hadn't got the car. He said, I'll put it in another container. But the stuff that was in the boot of the car and the car, I'm still waiting to this day for it. And he still fobs us off all the time, saying he's sorry and he will get there sometime. But this was 2 years ago, and I went to Thailand in April for a wedding, and the police in Banjul phoned me up in Thailand and confirmed to me that my car has never been in the Gambia. They went, that's why we can't do anything, because it's never been in the Gambia. So everything that Paul's told me for 2 years has been lies. Okay,
you shipped the car with him from the UK. Did you take any action in the UK? Because he lives in the UK and you go to the UK, you are from the UK. Did you take any action in the UK?
And yes, I had used him before and I was very happy with him. So I had no problem saying, Paul, can you come and get my car and take it to Gambia, paying money over to him because I trusted him that much. And as I say, this is a year and a half now, and I still haven't got no car or nothing.
Okay. Well, you guys hang in there. I will have to call Pamane and put him on the line, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to him. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to Pamane. We are required to get hold of him to try to see what his take is going to be. If you are just tuning in, you are following the Gambian Talents promotion. This is the Gambian Talents TV, Pausman, you behind the mic. We are discussing some of the challenges that are faced by Gambians, friends of the Gambia, doing business in the Gambia. We are trying to reach Pamane right now. Hopefully we can get hold of him to be able to talk to him from the UK, to hear his side of the story, what you guys have said. Hopefully we'll be able to get rid of Pamane.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 07468.
Unfortunately, he did not pick up. I will try to call him again. Hopefully he picks up. If he doesn't, we'll leave a message and we will continue. If you're just joining us, we are here on the Gambian TV talking about some of the challenges that people that do business in the Gambia are facing. The group of people that are in our studio
this
right
is the
now.
Vodafone voicemail service for 07468.
Actually, Pa is not picking up. We will continue. For those of you joining us, we were contacted about Pamane. About a few months ago, we were contacted by these people, some of these people, about Pamane and his business, that he's been trying to take advantage of them, that they have given him money to actually do business with, to ship their stuff for them, but unfortunately it has not gone the way that they wanted. Some of them claim for 2 years he hasn't given them their money. Some of them said for 2 years he hasn't given them their cars and other stuff. For the record, for those of you following, we will contact Pamane. We will continue to reach back to Pamane again to try to talk to him. But for the record, this is not the first time we are receiving messages about Pamane. The first time we were contacted 2 years ago by some people in the UK who said they have done business with him. They gave him their cars, they gave him their equipment for him to send for them to Gambia. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, or that didn't work out, or PA has actually not delivered their stuff. We have no reason, no intention to actually publish anything or talk to anybody or about anybody if what we are going through or what we are seeing is right. I will just contact somebody else in the UK this minute to actually talk to them. The first person that brought us information about Pamane a couple of years ago, we'll try to get hold of them, and hopefully they'll be available to actually talk. They'll be willing to talk about their experience, what they told us. This is like in 2013. 2013, we were informed about Pamane. And,
it has not been possible to connect your call.
Okay. It's unfortunate the person is not working. We'll try to get hold of Parmane once again and try to bring him on the line. If you are just joining us, this is the Gambian Talents TV. Pa Usman Diouf behind the mic. We are trying to talk to Parmane, the owner of Mane Shipping and Logistics in the UK. Pa is somebody, of course, that Pa is somebody that we were told about. Patu, you can just unmute me over there. Let me try to call him on here. I will try to call Parmane on here one more time to just see if I can get hold of him. If you are just joining us, this is the Gambian Talents TV. Pa Usman Diouf behind the microphone. Parmane is our the person we are talking about right now. I will try to reach him one more time. Just bear with me so that we hear his side of the story. We hear people here. We have people who are talking about him, who are giving us allegations and stuff they want that they know or their experiences with Parmane, and we are trying to get hold of him this minute to be able to hear his side of the story. Let me send him a message. For those of you that are following, that's where we are right now. Just give me a second. I am actually a little bit distracted, but yes, this is where we are. We were contacted about 2 years ago about Mane Shipping, about 4 years ago, actually 4 or 5 years ago, about Mane Shipping. Somebody contacted us and told us that Parmane took stuff from them, that he said he shipped to Gambia for them. They never got it. We reached out to Parmane and he told us. The first time that you guys reach out to him, the group that is sitting right there in the studio this minute, they have a special WhatsApp group that has they have a special WhatsApp group, let me see, of victims. They call it Parmane Shipping Claim. And of course, it has 12 people in it, all of whom claim to be victims of Parmane. 12 people who claim to be victims of Parmane, who claim they have given him their stuff. He took the stuff, he supposedly shipped it to them, and they never got the stuff. That is, we've been constantly in touch with them. Multiple one of them wrote their stories. Multiple of them told us what they got. When to us, we asked them to tell us their stories, and one of them said, just give me a second, let me read some of their messages. I don't think she's heard. Okay, we are trying to read some of the messages that they've been sending through this group, actually, that we were added to as victims of Parmane. That's what they call themselves. We've contacted Parmane to get information from him, and he said similar delay happened in 2014, and you were aware of that. But what I told people in those days was their goods were never lost at the end. They all got the stuff that they kind of sent with us. I'm trying to read here some of the correspondence. We cannot get hold of Parmane. We've been corresponding with him since this group had included us about their claim. And we asked him, what is the fate of their stuff? He said, just give me a second. It's like he responded to, okay. It's like he is ready to talk now. Let me call him. Let me tell him I'm calling him on the other line so that he can pick the call. Those of you that are listening to us or following us, this is the Gambian Talents TV. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to get hold of Parmane this minute, this second. He is the owner of the Mane Shipping in the UK, and right now we are trying to get hold of him to talk to him so that we hear his side of the story. It is very important so that the guys claim we will be able to tell if what Parmane's reaction is. I apologize about that. We will try to call Parmane one more time to see what his reaction will be about what we are talking about. You are listening to and following the Gambian Talents TV. This is Pa Usman. We are trying to get hold of Parmane one more time.
voicemail service for
He's not picking up the call. He's calling me here. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Mr. Mani. Santa Yala nakanga def.
Santa
Yala Bembari. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you too.
Yes, Santa Yala. Just to let you know, we are live on the radio and the TV. About what we told you the last time. I've been in touch with you and I've briefed our listeners and viewers. 2014, we were contacted by a group of people from the UK who said that they are doing shipping with you and they were not satisfied with your service. We engaged you multiple times about that. And at the end of the day, supposedly, nothing happened when it comes to that shipment. You took care of it. This time around, we are contacted by another group of people. There is a WhatsApp group that is created with over 12 to 14 people, over a dozen people in, who all claim to be victims of you. For the past 30 minutes, we have been talking to Kevin, we've been talking to Sandra, we've been talking to Digi, which is Mr. Njai, as well as Dominique. They are in the studio, and they all claim to be victims of you. Some of them said for over 2 years or 2 years, you have shipped stuff for them, and they didn't get. Some of them several months. They called you a pathological liar that should not be believed. You are live on the radio and on the TV, and we just want to give you this opportunity for you to also for people to hear your side of the story.
Thank you so much for the call, and I really appreciate it because I've been trading since 2011. So sometimes along the line you could have some problems with shipment here and there. It's true that we had a container that arrived sometime in March this year, April, which was supposed to be clear because there are goods in the cars and other stuff. And what happened, it's true that the delay happens from our side in terms of shipping some of them on time. But when we ship them and they arrive in Gambia, all what we did was to send in money to the Gambia, to the clearing agent that was introduced to us to clear the containers. And rather unfortunately, and he was giving us different days, going to clear it today, tomorrow. Upon our realization was he has used that money on personal use. Then what we did was we contacted the CID unit in Banjul Police Headquarters and also the Interpol, who went to arrest the guy. And when they took him to the police station, they asked him, he confirmed of receiving the money, which is about 165,000 Gambian dollars. And when he received it, he's by the name Bulli Sao, he's a clearing agent at the Banjul port. Then when he received the money and he confirms it, and he was released on bail. Then from there, the matter further went to court, and the court processing has been going on all over up to now. I think our next hearing date is on the 8th, which is on Tuesday this week, coming at the Banjul Magistrate Court, because the court has been adjourned on many times because he said he needed a representative at the court. Yes, it's true, people get goods, when they delay it, they're going to be dissatisfied, and we really apologize to everyone for that dissatisfaction. And this is not the first time we've been doing shipping. And when problem comes, I personally, because I don't work alone and I work with a team, but everybody knows me and I've been the main face of the whole business. And I take full responsibility of when delay happens. I think this year we have shipped a lot of containers, we have cleared them, and people have been getting their goods. And this delay happens, is true. Right now, as we speak, we got these containers at the port. And because demurrage has been high on them, we've been working with the shipping line to negotiate on those demurrages. But basically, it's not like their goods been lost or any other thing. Yes, it's going to delay along the line. We've been duped by the clearing agent, but that is a matter that is already at the court that we are already following up. As we speak now, one of my partners is right now in Gambia and is working on clearing those containers. Possibly, within a week, we'll start calling people to say, come on, start having your goods. But as we say, like, it's a process. We're not going to clear all the containers the same day. We're going to clear one by one.
How many containers do you have at the ports right now, Armani?
In total, we got 3 there. We got last arrival, make it 4 now in total.
When did this container get to Gambia? When did your containers? When were these containers shipped?
When they were shipped at different dates. They were not all shipped at the same time. The first 2 containers that arrived, which we have to be clear with the 165,000, they arrived in March.
Okay. They arrived in Gambia since March.
Yeah, they arrived in Gambia since March, yeah.
Okay.
But then those two arrived in Gambia since March. Yeah.
Okay, so the containers have been there since March. What is holding them, you say? What is holding them? Why are they not out?
That's what I was explaining, if you are hearing me.
Yes, I hear you. You said you've been duped. I hear you say you've been duped.
No, what happened, like, we send the clearing money, because what we do, like, we do containers one by one.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do 3 containers at a time. Mm-hmm. If you do 1 container, it arrives. You send the money for the clearing for the container.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second one arrives, you send the money. Then if 2 arrives together, you send the money together for the 2.
Yes.
Then when we send the money together for the 2, and he said he was going to do it, then after 1 month, we keep saying, why is it not being cleared?
Mm-hmm.
Then when he was processing that, another one arrived, we cleared that. From March to now, we have cleared almost about 4 or 5 containers. And if you check into our updates, people have been receiving those goods.
But if the shipment takes a couple of, like 4 weeks to 6 weeks to get to Gambia, from March till now, if the person dupe you, you don't have any, and you are still, accepting shipment though. The last time I checked, I am currently on your Facebook. I am currently on your Facebook, right?
You're currently on my Facebook.
Yes, I'm on your thing, and you said you are putting up stuff. Early start for the day, collecting from GPO in Kent, 6 a.m. this morning to meet.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the last. Because what happened? What we do, this is how it happens. If some containers are in problem, the ones that arrive now, they are not in problem. You don't allow those ones also to get into problem. You clear them straight away. That's how it happens. Because there are people who got, let's say, GPO is a big project in Scotland, and they do almost their own full containers. And when we load for them, when it arrives, it goes out straight away. This is how it goes. Because some people will send a full container for themselves. Some people, they will do 2 boxes, 3 boxes, and that becomes a joint container where in one container you'll have 10, 20 people's goods in that container. This is how it normally works. It's not like everybody's going to have your own container. But what is happening right now, the process is like, if a container arrives in Gambia, it's not having a problem, that container is supposed to come out. Okay, the ones that have been, the one they are complaining about is the one that has arrived long, and that money was used. Because what we do, we don't have a big finance where we have big capital line, because we do shipment. How we do shipment, some people will pay part of it, some people will pay full of it, some will pay half of it. When the goods arrive in Gambia, we clear it, then they come to the shop, pick up their goods, and pay the remaining balance. This is how things work.
Yeah, but my question is, if you have pending containers, I am looking at your Facebook. You have shipped bicycles per money. You have shipped refrigerators. You have other furniture and different things. You seem to be. You say, when did you start the business again? When did you start it?
Yeah, shipping things for people. I started this business since 2011.
Okay, since 2011 till now, that's about 9 years. Yes, 9 years. You must be a pro in it. You must know the shortcuts here and there. Like I said, in 2014 is when I was first introduced to you. We were told about you, and you gave all the assurance.
What happened like? Okay, what happened like? No, when a container get delayed at the port, it accumulates a high demurrage, which is even more than the cost of clearing.
Okay, so my question there is, why would you leave the containers that are there at the port still, and you are still I'm shipping more stuff? Why are you still shipping more stuff when you could have actually cleared the container that is there at the port?
Question, I'm very happy to answer that question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
If you if you ship a container, it's at the port, you got a problem, you got a high demurrage. You ship another container, it arrives because it doesn't have you give it a different clear agent, it goes in, it arrives, it clears out straight away because that one doesn't have a demurrage. Okay, now the one that has demurrage, because if you stop the business totally, what you do, like, you tend up trapping yourself in costs in racing to pay that demurrage for the one that has a problem. You understand what I mean? Because what happened, like, none of those containers are paid 100% fully by customers. Some customers will pay full because customers are different. There are customers who are very genuine. They'll say, look, how much is it? You charge them, they'll pay you everything. There are customers who you charge them, they say, okay, this is how much. If a container has a demurrage, imagine you give somebody a clearing money to clear. After 1 month, you realize he used the money, you keep calling him. That 1 month demurrage alone is over $3,000 on one container.
Okay, I have narrated the story before in 2014. One of the people that contacted us said, yes, the person went and borrowed money from the bank, her and her husband, to start up a salon in Gambia. And you promised them, from what they said, which you confirmed to me, that the container was going to get there at a certain time. And a week before the container got there, this lady went to Gambia. She took a salon. She was going to open a salon business, took a salon, and was there.
What I would say, you going back in 2014.
Yeah, we have to. You remember that time I didn't come public with you, though.
I want to comment.
Yes, I didn't. Yeah, let me finish. Let me finish.
No, just allow me 1 second. Whatever happens in 2014, as you said in your introduction, that was sorted out and we moved to 2018. Then 2015, 16, 17 has not been any problem.
Have everybody gotten their money in 2014? You want to tell me everybody? They are goods. They are goods
or money.
Okay, this is well, let me finish. I have to give a clear background.
There are.
Yes, in 2014. Yeah, let me finish, Pa. I have to give a clear picture of what transpired, which in 2014, some people told us that you were also into the money transfer business. They gave you cash money.
No. That's a misconception.
They gave you cash money.
We don't trade as a money transfer business. Let me tell you one thing. We trade as a shipping. Sometimes what some people does is like they just pick money from our shop, they give us money, but we don't trade as a money, and we stopped doing that long time ago.
Yeah, but at the time, I'm saying at the time, though, that was the problem some people have with you.
What is happening here? We're confusing the two here now.
No, we are not confusing.
This container that I import now. Because if we're gonna go back to the previous one, we're not gonna finish the talking.
No, we cannot because you've been accused previously. We did not follow through with that story. We spoke to you and you were able to.
There are two ways of accusation. There are accusations where people will accuse and say what they feel because they're very angry.
Yeah, so I am asking you now, and that is why I am asking you here. That is why I am asking you here. Can you allow me? I'm asking you to tell me if all the people that contacted or some people accuse you of taking money from them and they didn't get the money. Let me just finish. Let me tell you about all the accusations, and you have the opportunity to actually clear the air and say your side of the story. I owe this to you. I have to do it for you. Yes, some people said let me finish. Then don't you guy Halis. Time you were sending money you took money for them in addition to the shipment that they were supposed to get. And this lady, supposedly one of them, said, don't worry, it business. From the bank. They now gave you this stuff. You gave them big talk and told them that the stuff will be there in Gambia. A week before, they had container never got there. She rented a shop and paid for that shop for 6 months. Berren please be here, Munibisi Angleterre, and never got the stuff from you. That's one of the accusations. This other person, it was supposed to be their sister's wedding. Their sister sent them, they bought all the wedding stuff for their sister. Wedding Bobu Pasena, the bagage you Musuta Aga Gambia, and they were calling you, and what made it worse for them, from what they said is you either block them, or when they were calling you, you were not picking up, or some of them accuse you of lying to them big time.
I want to come here, Paus.
Even Jaliba Kuyate, if you remember that story included Jaliba Kuyate's son, daughter. You were supposed to ship a car for Jaliba Kuyate. Do you remember that?
Listen, I didn't ship any car for Jaliba Kuyate.
Okay.
Or the story is like the family, the person I shipped the car for is a member of a family of Jaliba. That when the car arrived, he doesn't like the car. I gave him money, I resell the car. You understand?
Okay.
That is Ibrahima. That's a different thing. Because he doesn't like the type of car I bought for him. I gave him money, then I resell the car. That was that.
But they said the car was for Jaliba, right?
No, it was never for Jaliba.
Okay, I'm just telling you what we were told. So it's for you to tell us.
No, they know me through Jaliba.
Okay.
Then they know me through Jaliba. Then that's why they have the discount they're supposed to have because of personal relationship. The car was never for Jaliba. It was never for Jaliba. It was for the boy's father.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Then what brought Jaliba? What brought Jaliba into the picture? Just because they know you through him?
What brought Jaliba through the picture?
Into the picture? Is it because Guy Denham Jaliba rek?
It's just now. Whenever Jaliba comes here, he come and visit me in my house.
Why did they bring Jaliba into the picture then?
No. What happened, like, the husband, my ex-wife's sister is the husband. It's a long story. That's about, my ex-family. That's a different thing. Don't worry about that. Yeah, but that one has nothing to do with that one. My ex-wife's sister is the husband to Jaliba's cousins. You understand? Yeah, that's relationship. Yeah, that's how I know all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is how I know.
So you are assuring me, because we are still investigating this. Okay, go ahead.
As far as I'm concerned, nothing. The container was delayed in 2014. I went to Gambia. We sorted out. They get their goods. I continue my operations. Some of them contacted me again to do work with me, and I was happy to help to do work with them still now. I don't have any problem with that. You understand?
So to confirm, to close that chapter with us, we will still follow up with some of those people. You have sorted it out. So you have sorted it out with everybody. You gave everybody their goods or their service, and you paid them all.
I'm not sure what journalism you're doing now, but what I'm telling you now is whatever happened with my containers in 2014 has been sorted out, and now we've been continuing the same business up to 2018.
Okay.
We just arrived in 2019. And I don't think from 2014, in UK here, if I take people's good and don't deliver them, I don't think I will do it in 2014, don't deliver, 2015, don't deliver, 16, don't deliver, 17, don't deliver. And still now, the same people giving me goods up to 2018, it's not going to be like that.
Well, they may not do business with you, but other people might, because right now, you are having people.
I can tell you one thing. I can tell you happily one thing. The person you're talking about, the salon, did another 4 shipment with me after that. You can call her after this program, she'll tell you.
Okay.
She did 4 more shipment with me after that.
Okay. All right, good to hear. We'll try to get hold of them.
Even the last salon back chairs things, I shipped everything and I make them all right. I think when a problem happens, a delay happens, and still now, because the UK is big and we got a lot of customer diverse views for different people. People will view things at different level, at different angle. You understand? But it's not our intention that container arrived and it's been there. Yes, it's true that when it arrived, most of them were aware the money was sent for clearing, and the person who's supposed to clear the money did his own way, keep telling me it's today, tomorrow. I called Max Line and they told me, no, the person didn't make any payment. I contacted the police. The police went for him, they arrested him, then the matter went to the police. You understand? And the matter is at the court, and everybody is free to follow it up at the major crime unit or through the Interpol department at the Banyan Police Headquarters. They will tell you more about that story. And those 2 containers, yeah, they have problems. It's true that when those containers have problems, other container has been cleared.
Okay, let me ask you this part. Let me ask you this part.
What we can tell people...
Yes, those 2 containers, are they the containers you sent? When did you send those 2 containers? To be specific, when did you send those 2 containers? The 2 containers you are talking about here. You have 2 containers that have problems that are pending, that the person ate money for, that duped you for in the Gambia, if I understand you, right?
No, that's the truth. It's not about, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just trying to make sure I get you. When were these containers shipped to Gambia?
One of them was shipped in February, one was shipped in January.
February of what, 2018?
Yeah, and one is January 2018.
January, okay. Well,
because we do one day a month, and sometimes they can overlap and arrive 1 week apart or 2 weeks apart in the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
This is how we do.
Okay. Sandra, according to Sandra, her shipment was 2 years ago. Sandra and Dijinjai, they said they have shipped cars with you for 2 years. For 2 years now, you haven't given them their money, and you haven't given them their this thing. You haven't given them their money or their what you call it. Hello, Pa. Pa Mane. Hello, Pa. Okay. It's like we get disconnected with Pa. We will try to get hold of him again, and we'll go back to the studio in Gambia. Thank you guys for your patience. We just have to clear some of these things with Pa, and then we will come back to you guys. If you are just tuning in or you are following, this is the Gambian Talents TV. Pa Usman, you've underlined here. I was just talking to Pa Mane from the UK. Hopefully he will call back. I was just talking to Pa Mane from the UK about allegations made against him from the studio in Gambia, from our team in the Gambia. As you can see, Dijinjai is sitting there with some of his colleagues, and of course Sandra is there from the UK. Kevin is there, as well as Dominic. These are people, of course, that have accused Pa Mane of certain things that they have shipped with him. Ne den ko yone bagas. Pa Mane, of course, jël bagas yu te joxut len li. So okay, let's call him back. He said he had a direct line call. We try to reach him again. We'll try to reach him again. He said he had a direct line call. We are trying to reach him again. If you're just following, this is the Gambian Talents TV. Pa Usman is your host, and I have Pa Mane here on the line. He's the one I was talking to from the UK. He had a direct line call. The family, if you're getting at, yes. Yes, Mr. Mane.
Yes, sorry, the call dropped. Somebody called directly. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes, like I was saying.
Okay, what I want to say.
Yes.
What I want to briefly say now, because somebody's house and I'm about to drive now to go home. What I want to say is like the people you mentioned, Sandra and all the people that you've mentioned. Yes, they of gold give me cars. Some of them I didn't ship them on time. Then I later ship them. You understand? And I told them, yes, it's true, I was supposed to ship this time. I didn't ship on time. One of the containers was held here because if I want to explain how the whole thing's happened, it's just going to take me time. But I'll be free whenever you have another program for me to come over to explain further in detail. Because I wasn't even expecting this call. I just came to my uncle's house. So when this call comes in, I just said, let me just talk to you directly. You understand? But what I can say, once... because we're not even waiting now what the court is going to decide about those monies that has been taken from us for the clearing money. And all what we're doing now, we're starting our clearing process, and we have started already. And one of my friends, Caroline, is in Gambia now. She's working on those containers, and we're going to make sure that they come out, and we're going to make sure that everybody will get their goods. Nobody's good will go missing, and everybody, whatever you give us, you're going to have it. We're really sorry to everybody.
Okay, Pa, I want to ask you. No, I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
What happened to Digi's car that he gave you? Mr. Njai gave you his car 2 years ago, from what he said. Is his car in the container? Is his car in the container? You said the last two containers.
The car, listen, the car is in container, is in Gambia. But I said,
the 4 cars.
I didn't ship them on time. I didn't ship them on time. I got, each of these containers, only one container got 3 cars. Each of the container goes 2 cars. It's only 2 of them there, but there are other people who got cars with me because every container we put 2 car minimum. If it is small cars, we put 3 cars in a container. No container came without a car. All the containers, some come with 2 cars, some comes with 3 cars. And when they're out, and when those cars are out, go ahead.
What I would, if you don't mind, what I would want you to do is clear the air for me about these specific allegations, because there are things that are out there. Digi said he gave you his car, his car 2 years ago. 4 cars, and he even said one of the cars. Let me finish. He said one of the cars he saw online being sold again. Yo, danko jayat mom gisna that same car online on the site. That same car on there. That is what he said. He saw this.
Which car is that? I think I'm really disappointed with that allegations. I'm really, really disappointed with that allegation. We have a yard, and everybody in Birmingham knows our yard. We don't even have it. We don't sell. We have never even engaged in car trading in the UK here, selling cars. People will identify their cars. We go and pick it for them and ship it for them. You understand what I mean? And I'm disappointed with that allegation. Well, what I can say is like.
So are you assuring that his cars?
No, I want to cover. Yeah, you asked me about this. He first gave me a car which was shipped and delivered in Gambia to one of his customers by the name Fode. When that was shipped, I myself came to Gambia. When I came back, then after a couple of months, he contacted me again to say he wants to sell 2 cars. I said, okay, you buy the cars, I'll go and pick them. Then he bought the cars, I went and picked the cars. Those are the 2 small Golfs. Then from there, he identified another, what's the name? Is it the Honda CRV, something like that, which was bought from Luton. I said, okay, that's fine. We can go and pick that from for you. You understand what I mean? And the last one, I said, okay, I got my own Freelander. If you want it, I can give it to you. But later he said that one, because it took delay and that one belongs to somebody, he will rather have a refund for that £500 that he bought the car for. I said, okay, it's not a problem. You can have that. But what I can say, none of the car will be given to us. We resell it. We don't do that. Okay. We have never done it. If people accuse us if people complain of delay, we accept it. If people complain that sometimes they are good to get long before they receive it, I will not say no. Sometimes it happens, not always, but sometimes it happens, and we agree to that, and we accept that responsibility. But we will never, ever, astaghfirullah, in our life, it will never happen for us.
Well,
take somebody's car and resell it.
Kevin accused you of the same thing. Mune yangi taka jabar, yangi def big wedding, am dom dingente sa domi, nyom nyunge sonna nyunge torox mom muge jel lo.
You know what? I just want to comment that there are things. My personal life, my family life, I think is very different from my work life.
No, but I know that.
I want to say something there.
Anga so deglo pa so ma deglo
I want to finish that.
No, let me
answer that question.
No, I just started telling you. I didn't even ask you the question because they made these allegations, and I made it clear to them that I have a responsibility to reach out to you to hear your side of the story. If you are not following, so let me finish explaining to you what they say. Yes, let me explain to you what they say. He said he's running a charity. He is collecting stuff from the UK because you need Gambia. Pour Japale Niti. Pour Japale people that are in need. He sent cars. He sent hospital equipment. He sent hospital. Well, let me finish. He sent hospital equipment.
You see that charity? I have shipped more than a load of a container for that charity, and they all arrive. I have shipped more than 6 or 7 times for that charity. They all arrive. There's only one shipment left for that charity. And the people who are running the charity, listen, I want to comment. The people who are running the charity, Jane in Sheffield, and James is already the head. The president of the charity is in Gambia called James, and Sabale, they are coordinator in Gambia. They will tell you what we are doing for their last batch to come out. All their charity goods has been delivered. There is no charity good not delivered.
Pamane.
But
Pamane.
No,
Yeah, let me tell you. But then let me give you more information from what we have been told. He said, Ben assist shipment he deferred delay for 3 months, and even modem si motobinga uni radiator was stolen, alternator was stolen. About 4 different expensive parts were stolen out of the car because of that.
When the car arrived in Gambia, we took it out of the container. It was at the port. By the time we cleared the port, it left. The report I told Kevin was like, I'm sorry, the bag's windscreen broke inside the container. He said, okay, no problem. We'll get that fixed. I said, if it is fixed, I will sort it out. I said, right now, I cannot sort it out because I have to get the other containers out. You understand? I think this was in the month of September or October. Something like that. It was towards the end of the year, September, October. This was something like that time. Then that's how that was clear. And all the charity bags, over 200 bags with different things, but I don't know what is inside them. They were all delivered, and pictures are available, and he has received them. The one that is there, which is the last shipment, I went to pick that one from one of the charity members, Janet, in Sheffield. And when I pick those charity goods, I bring them and ship them. Because there are 2 charities that confuses me, because it's the DBF and also the other charity, because there are 2 charities I pick them for. But they all join together, I ship them for together, but I see them as one charity. But Kevin can bear me witness that I have shipped a lot of charity goods for him, and he has received all of them. It's true the last one has not yet been received, but I think what he has received is almost about 80% of what is left behind, which has not yet been received. You understand? And one thing also, I think we as Gambians, everybody, or we as human beings, there are things people misconceptualize. Family is like me going to work. It has nothing to do with my family. They don't even know what I do outside.
Okay, this is my work. This is his argument. I know where you're coming from, but this is his argument.
Yeah, I want to clear his argument for him.
No, you need to hear the argument first. You need to hear the argument first. The argument is you mentioned
you're talking about me having a baby or
no, that's not the argument. The argument is you using money or nyom sen halis and the things that they're giving you actually to go marry a wife, to go do your naming ceremony. To do your naming ceremony. Let me finish. You are doing your naming ceremony, Yange Batere, to the expense of the ordinary Gambians who they are trying to give back to.
You are not listening, Paos, yourself here. Listen to me here. What I'm telling you here, when did I get married? 2014.
You had a baby.
When is this?
Again, from...
When did... No, listen. If I have a baby, if that's anybody's business. I think people are just glorify in this.
What they are saying is you are using their money.
Listen, I think it's very what money? Am I not working? Am I not the one doing the shipment? Is anybody giving me free money? Listen, is anybody giving me free money? Am I not doing the shipment? If I'm doing the shipment, who is giving me free money? Nobody is giving me free money. If you go to work morning to sunset, what you get paid for, is it not your money?
Yeah, but that's the argument they are giving, that, okay, you are collecting that money, I'm not shipping their goods.
But the argument is disappointing. Intellectually, the argument is disappointing. Whoever knows me, I'm not...
You are doing shipment, you are collecting money and not shipping their stuff. Digital Halis, we are using it and not doing the shipment.
Listen, if I'm explaining, if I don't finish, if you talk with my honor, I'm not saying I'm the most intelligent person or the most stupid. I'm a graduate and I listen to things very well. I listen to people very well. I'm a banker by profession and I have ethics. We're the first people who opened GT Bank. One of their best staffs, even, they will tell you that. The only staff who get 2 or 3 promotions within the same year. You understand? Why is it when I was married before and before my divorce and getting married, why is there people who are not complaining about whatever I do with my wife before? What's the difference between my two wives?
Again, that's what I'm telling you. Maybe what you are not getting is they are not talking here in this situation. Kevin and them are not having a problem with.
If I get married in 2014, my wife gave birth in 2017. What's the problem with that?
Yes, they are not talking about you getting married or giving birth.
Okay, no,
the problem they have. Again,
I got money, I get married, and and for the respect of my family, I don't want to discuss about my family issue.
That is understandable. What they are saying is you are collecting money from people and not delivering the goods or the service that you promised them, using that money to take care of your family while you're in Sona. If you listen to Kevin, like I said,
listen to me. I'm not going to accept anybody conniving my family to the business. I don't want to do that. Because if I go to people's house, pick their goods, I don't connect what they are shipping with their family. It's two different things.
Okay, let me read this message for you. Maybe it will it will help you understand it better. If I read this message, hopefully it will help you understand better the point that they are raising here that I already have this thing. Let me read it for you 1 second, and you will be able to understand better what they are saying.
If it is connected to my family, I will not be able to answer it. That's the problem. Well, if anything to do with my family, I'm not going to talk about my family. If anything about a container shipment, why is delayed, I can explain. But I think people's family is very precious to them. And I think people need to start respecting my family as I respect everybody's family. I don't talk about Power, if I come to your house, you give me a box. Unless you tell your wife, I'm not going to tell your wife that Powers give me a box. Because there are a form of confidentiality in business, whether you do with a customer. But I'm not also going to sit and accept anybody bringing my family into this. What did my family have to do with it? My wife is a nurse. She's working 12 hours a day. What does this have to do with this?
He said, I really hope that karma bites Armani so hard and soon. He had crippled my charity. It set us back over a year. He might as well broken into the school and hospitals we help and stolen rice. Basically,
Who is that? No, I didn't delay any charity. You know what? There are one charity might complain, but 70% of charities in Scotland and some in England, I'm the one doing shipping for them. Go to their pages, go to Gerald Project and all, go to their pages. Some will complain, but 90% of them are hailing me because most of these charities, if people are paying £10, I do charities £5, for example. You understand? Whatever charity things there, and my first meeting with Kevin's charity, she will tell you, my first generosity to that charity was to give 2 cubic meters free for that charity. And to many charities. Just in the month, last month, the GPO that you've seen, I've given them 3 cubic meters. They paid someone somewhere free. And other charities, they paid somewhere free. You understand? I'm not going to definitely sit and say, okay, I don't have problems in business. Everybody faces problems in business. There are big companies here that goes into liquidation. There are companies that face problems. And I've never run away from my responsibility to say, yes, I have made a mistake or I have a problem this time with the business. I don't run away from that. But one thing I will say, and I will say it again on the radio too, because I've been hearing a lot of things, when it comes to my family, when people even go to a point of harassing my wife because of a container get delay. Swearing at my wife because a container get delay. You understand what I mean? And this is unaccepted. I will not swear anybody's wife. I will not bring anybody's wife into the equation. I respect my wife, I respect my children, I respect my family, and I respect everybody's wife and children and family. If I deal with a situation, it goes wrong, I'm the one who should face it. You understand? Nobody will take my wife to prison for my crime, and nobody will take me to a prison for my wife's crime. and they are not interdependent. You can see somebody, people lifestyle has nothing to do with what they do. For me, I'm a pure Nyominka, and I don't joke with these kind of things. You understand? Because I respect my family, I respect my wife, that's it. I had a wife before, I respect her, and we've been married, we had 2 children up to now, that's it. If we had separated, I moved to another wife, I respect that one also. And I want everybody to respect that. And I will make it clear, I will not tolerate any abuse towards my family when it comes to business. But I can accept abuse towards myself because I'm the one dealing with the business. You understand? Myself, I can accept it, but I'm not accepting anybody putting my family into this. You understand? Some of them sit as like if Kevin associate my wife with this, it is funny because Kevin every other Sunday still comes to my house. Whenever she needs a Gambian rice, he'll tell me, tell your wife to cook, I'll come. I said, okay, you are invited. And we have got a long-standing friendship. I don't understand what my wife has to do with this. You understand? My wife has nothing to do with this. And I respect everybody's things. My wife has nothing to do with it. I had to deal with my containers. I had to make sure they come out. The matter I had with the clearing agent of taking the money, I'm dealing that with separately, and that is not stopping me of getting this container out. And once the containers are out, one by one, we'll call people, go and get your goods. Another one come out, call people, go and get your goods. Because raising the money to cover all that high demurrage we are not expected to pay took time. At the end of the day, if God makes us to achieve that, I think, alhamdulillah, we're just going to get the containers out and people start getting their goods. And we are sorry. If I say anything badly on the radio or on TV, I am really sorry to all the viewers and the listeners. And I'm really sorry to all the customers who are affected. But if some are affected, I'm really sorry for them. There are still over 80 or 90% of the customers who still keep contacting me. From November to December to now, I stopped shipping because I told customers I'm going to get these containers out first. But every day, if I send you the text message, every day at least 3 or 4 people contact me because there are other people shipping here, but the coverage I do, I don't think any Gambian does it here in the UK. I do the biggest coverage.
Okay, I heard what you said, Pa. I, again, was just telling you what they are accusing you of. That whole statement, it is not coming from Kevin alone. A good number of them have the belief that you are just going around gathering stuff and taking money from people and eventually end up using it to take care of yourself and your family and leaving them to suffer, leaving them to cry, leaving them, you put tears on a lot of people's eyes from what they are saying. And that is the argument I was trying to put across. They are not having a problem with supposedly that you have gotten married. They don't have a problem with you having babies, but you living your life, having your kids, living your family, and putting their lives putting them in miserable situations with the little that they have, the investments that they made to be able to get to where they are is what they're having a problem with. I mean, I just wanted to know the fate of all of the people that are in our studios and those that we haven't mentioned. All of their goods will be delivered, I mean, soon, and how soon is that going to be? And I will let you go.
In the studio.
Sandra is in the studio, Kevin is in the studio, Dominic is in the studio, and DJ is in the studio. But you have Babu and all the others.
Okay, anyway, I'm not sure about the order, but Dominic, the shipment has arrived. He received some of the boxes. He said he didn't receive 2 more boxes. And I was speaking to him this afternoon. I said, I will ask them to check the store for you. The other 2 boxes might be there because his shipment has arrived already. And because the boy who introduced them to me, and they received the boxes, all of them, but he told me when he received them, there are still 2 more left. I said, okay, no problem. I will arrange that for you. I was speaking to Dominic this afternoon, I think about 5, 6 o'clock. I didn't know that she was with you, but I was speaking to her about 5, 6 o'clock this evening. And what I want to say, Claire, is like, the goods are in Gambia. And whenever a good comes out, I personally will come back to air. I will request from you generously to say, Powers, do you have time? I will come to air and I will address the people. And when everybody get their goods, we'll still apologize to everybody, and we'll find a better strategy to make sure that this kind of delays don't happen again. Okay. And we're gonna find a strategy to do that. And I'm deeply sorry to all the customers who are down there, who are listening, who are not there. And I know a lot of the reason the call cut off, a lot of people were calling, some of the customers were calling me to tell me, you don't have to explain all this because we know you. I said, but don't worry. I have to explain to people for them to understand exactly what is happening. This is the process. It's business. It can happen to me. It can happen to everybody. I'm not the first person who got bigger problem in the business here in terms of shipment. I know a lot of people who have problem. They left the shipment and come back. They left it. But the problem is, I become more popular due to the fact that popular is my coverage. And when they talk about lifestyle, I don't think they should talk about lifestyle. I've been doing my lifestyle even before shipping. Even if you check me, what is my lifestyle? Different from anybody in the UK. Go to work, make some money, come back home, go to work, make some money, and come back home. That's it. Look after my children. That's what I do.
Okay, Pamane, thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Powers, but I really appreciate for your, I really appreciate for your call because I wasn't aware of the call, and I appreciate it. But I'm deeply sorry to all the customers, and I can assure them, without any further delay, the progress is on. My partner Caroline is in Gambia, and she's working on it.
When?
And she's going to start.
The question is a matter of when. Some of them are claiming 2 years, some are claiming a year, some are claiming 6 months.
I know.
So when?
I told you it's going to be ASAP. If I say ASAP, I'm talking about within this month they are going to start receiving their goods, all of them.
So even the cars that are sent 2 years ago, they are all in this container.
I think that might even be the first thing coming out because I told the person about that this afternoon when I was speaking to him.
So those cars are there. You did not sell them as they are accusing or anything. They are all there.
But have you been following me online? What I do when I'm distributing things, I take pictures and praise them and post them. That's what I always do.
Okay. So Digi's cars are going to be received, and Sandra and all of them, their cars are going to be received.
They're going to be received, and when they are going to be received, pictures will be taken as we do before.
Send us the pictures, and we will be glad to publish them. Okay?
That will help me. I will do that. I will gladly do that to you.
Thank you very much, Pamane.
And thank you for calling.
All right. That was Pamane of Mane's Shipping and Logistics over there in the UK. Sorry that we had to get hold of him to hear his side of the story. Guiding accused now, of course, he's all the things that they accuse him of. Right now, of course, we are trying to get hold of the team in Gambia to actually talk to them. Yes, we are back. Hello, guys. Digi?
Wow.
Okay, I just finished talking to Pamane. Sorry to you guys. It took a long time, a minute, for me to talk to him. I just spoke to Pamane, and he said he's been in touch with you guys and had promised all of you guys the container will be out soon. Lim explained as far as dealings at MOM are concerned. You have done business with him on 4 different occasions, not at the same time. Ne moto yep bokuñ sen londor moto yep ak mom. Danga njëkka sen benn moto, then nga sen ñaari moto. Then last moto bi is of course his own car. Bim la waxoon ne mom la la jaay. Is that the case? What can you tell us about what Pamane said?
No, moto yi mom dama ko jox directly. Dama ko jox moto yi direct.
Mu ne force moto bi daf ko deliver to your customer 4 days. Yow da nga jënd moto bi mom mu deliver ko to your customer 4 days.
Cousin brother
so kooku mooy cousin brother bi so jëndal nga ko moto bi ok léegi yeneen ñaari moto yi second moto yi
dama ko jox moto yi beneen woon bi toppaat do sax at woon góor la sax pour one shipment la bi ko bu ma ko joxee différence yu bëri dama ko jox ko beneen bi mu ne ma maa ngi amee Freelanda daf ma jaay Freelanda bi nekkul na dem au moto la daf ma ko may or anything dama ko jënd from moom gisuma moto gisuma refund gisuma dara dafa yàgg wel moto gisuma dara da nga ma refund man mu ne ma waaw waaye taat naa su ma la waxee ne la am naa xaalis nekkuma di su ma leen am na xaalis nekkuma di la wax dëgg and then mu ngi wax ne dafa nekk di try pour raise xaalis maa ngi dégg mu ngi dafa jéem a try pour raise xaalis ak yooyu noonu container ñun ñu ci container soo defee collection ba pare container dafa am xaalis even ñu xam ne ñu démb la gaañ bi sax xam ne container dafa am xaalis soo ko jëlee nga ship dangaa génne li nga spend mu jógee from UK su ñëwee fii ko war a génne da nga koo teg so mu ne mun a génne container bi du ko dem rek obviously dafa lekk xaalis loolu am benn wérande duñ fi nekk di ko wax di dama kay ñëw parce que su fekkee ne yaa ngi def business yaa ngi amee propre management soo sibee moto bi mu ñëw ma jox la exemple rek loolu bala ñëw continuer
déedéet waaye bu ne clearing agent bi moo lekk xaalisam he said ne clearing agent bi moo lekk xaalis bi the clearing agent ate the money
man personally wax naa ak agent bi dem naa dugalante ba am na ba agent bi so agent bi mu ma xamal ne ma even su fekkee ne sax moom dafa lekk xaalis bi boobu noonu benn container la te container boobu noonu génn naa di visit amee weeri koor bi parce que kooku noonu mu ngi wax ne container man mu fa nekkoon dafa amoon démorage mu fa woon pour 6 months $4,110 la amoon démorage so bu mu amee démorage gars yi dañ doon jéem a try pour seet naka la gars yi di jéem a def seen dugalante ñoom i neen daal xam nga ne ki jox la bagage am nga war a def business génne ko indi propre bi yaa ngi amee ñaata bagage ne nga dem di ko jéem a dugale yoon yi gannaaw oo whatsoever so loolu mu jëwutoon dem trop gars am différence code bi ba léegi mun ta dem kanam mun ta dellu gannaaw parce que kenn xamul naka nga ko mun a aatee parce que amul benn documentation mënut laa kooku su ko neexee mun na ma wax ne receive pour xaalis kooku dafa ma ne ma moom dafa receive 50,000 after mu receive 35,000 foofu la am bi ma la teye par ma wax ne moom dafa receive 165,000 loolu benn conteneur la moo ko
ok
fan la yeneen conteneur yëpp te conteneur boobu si boppam génn na su léegi yeneen conteneur yëpp war a génn conteneur yooyu noonu ana gaay seen xaalis bi lan la Kevin doon wax dinaa si delluwaat te loolu moo si nekk nit ki da ngaa xam nga gum lu la yàlla may mun loo nekk di lekka loo xam ne nii mun ndap nga indi la boo xam ne nii mun loo ko afford dafa métti
ok
waaw mun loo liif loo xam ne nii mun loo liif loo xam ne nii mun loo ko afford so tey su fekkee ne man su ma neexee mun naa wax ne man su ma neexee personnellement mun naa wax ne di bu jabaram amee doom mu def ngénte bu moom ci xool bi in UK après loolu ba léegi mun naa wax ne génne bu benn container ñeme naa taxaw anyway moo wax ne génne bu benn container soo mu ne lan la Kevin doon wax lu Sandra doon wax ak Dominique moo nekk ne dafa jël ñun ñëpp suñu xaalis mu foon ko mu live la bés lifestyle ba pare ñun ta di liva ñun suñu ay dem si moom mu ngi enjoy mu ngi lekk KFC mu ngi lekk McDonald's mu ñu bàyyi under pressure tey fu mel ni comme man fu mel nii yaa ngi jël moto boo xam ne ni bu sa yar nga eewu suba la teewul la ko su dee yow góor nga wala yow dañ la yar si wér bi ñu la war a yaree soo eewee xam nga ne doo xam doo ko mën a xool si biir pour du la ko laaj waaye jaarul yoon maa ngi jaar foofu loolu tamit xam nga rek ma jégal maire bi bu baax parce que xam nga rek dama fa nekk ne mu ngi jël doom mu gis ne doom mbaa ngi jéem a tray bala mu daa si biti mu def si biir kër affaire si mu xaw a am mu demee noonu xam nga su dee customer la si biti di nga mën a dem nga lijjanti xaalis ne ko kaay ma fay ba xam nga mairie defuloo sax nga dem ci mu ne ko kaay ma fay la xaalis moo nekk da nga nekk di xaw so noonu dafa demee.
Okay, Kevin.
Hi.
I don't know if you have been following my conversation with Pamane and what he said.
Yeah. As I said, this guy is just a born blatant liar. I haven't seen Parmani face to face in at least a year. Don't regularly go to his house for food or anything like that. I think he's actually moved anyway, so nobody knows where he lives anyway. That's how much of a pathological liar this guy is. You know, he's claiming people's cars are going to be at the ports. This guy has been paid for the clearance. He hasn't got this money. I've got 2 of my vehicles back. But on both occasions, they were stuck in the port for months. Damage was done to the vehicles. Things are stolen from the vehicles, and I've had to pay, 40,000-50,000 Dalasi to clear each vehicle. 50,000 for the van, 40,000 for the Golf, when I'd already paid this guy.
Okay.
So, Digi's in the same position. If he gets 4 cars, he's going to have to find 4 the clearance money. And we're talking, the clearance at the ports now has probably gone up another 5,000 to 10,000 Dalasi. Because we're talking a year ago, Sandra's in the same position. We're talking 18 months ago. This guy is a pathological liar. I have just shipped a container. It got loaded in the UK on the 22nd of November last year. I unloaded that container on the 24th of December 2 weeks ago in the country. So how, if I can do it, and Armani is the 9 years I'm the best shipping agency in the world, how, if I can do it, and I'm some like newbie, I learnt this from talking to a few people. I'm a good businessman, but I know nothing about shipping. If I can do it, how come he can't?
Okay. Fair enough. Sandra, you've heard what he said.
You know, I ship regular.
Mm-hmm. You heard what Kevin said, right? What?
Hello?
Yes, you've heard what Pamane said. Were you following?
I heard what Paul said about Kevin in DG. Fortunately, I never heard exactly what he said about me because the speaker went off then. So what did he say about me and my car?
He said he shipped all the cars. He's apologized. He said he shipped all the cars. I asked him if the shipment was anything recent. He said he made those shipments in March of last year. So the problem is he's had people, his clearing agent actually took the money for the shipment, and the shipment had a demurrage. It was in the port for a very long time, and he's trying to clear that. So he took the person to court, and they are clearing it. But he did assure that all of you guys stuff are in the containers that are there. He had delay in shipping some of them. He didn't ship some of them on time, and that he will ship. He has shipped it, and all of you guys stuff are there. He will deliver them very soon. I asked how soon. He said they are working hard on it before the end of January, is what he assured.
You would have noticed he got quite a bit of a shock when you said you got Sandra in the studio, didn't he? He did get quite a shock when he said Sandra's in the studio, because I have been quite patient with Paul. You know, when everybody else was like going on and on and on about the things and that, I kept trying to get Paul and asking Paul what's going on. Sometimes, yes, he did answer me phone calls. Other times, no, he didn't. Most times, he didn't. I would text him, and then he did get back. He never did. But what my point is, he's just said anybody that pays in full, which I paid in full, and I also paid the clearance in full. He got all that money in his hand in my house. And that was the 24th of June, 1917. So why
2017.
have I not got my car? 2017.
Okay.
So why haven't I gotten my car? You know, he had every penny. He's saying these people who pay up front, he gives the stuff to. He's got all my money, and no, I haven't got it. And he's just told me exactly the same as he's telling these other guys around the table. It's just like listening and listening. He's got an excuse for everything.
Okay.
I mean, in December, a year ago in December, I was shopping before I came to Gambia for Christmas, and I got a phone call off Paul. Asked me to lend him £10,000.
Yep.
Just in a normal phone call. Can you lend me £10,000? He had 4 containers in the port.
This last December? This last December?
No, December before.
2017.
December 17.
Okay.
He had me call from June 17, and December 17, he asked me to lend him £10,000. 4 containers had came into the port together. I went, I can't give you that. I haven't got it. He said, well, can you give me 2,500 to get one out?
Your car is inside.
And I said, no, I haven't got it. And then when he gave me a tracking number, eventually, for to track the car, and when I decided to track it, and I phoned the company up who the container belongs to, the container people told me then that that container was somewhere in they had let it out to container lifts, and they only got it you only got it in January last year, and yet he'd had my car from the June the year before. So what was he doing with my car for nearly 8 months before the car got shipped?
So he didn't ship some of the cars, is that what you are saying? Are you saying that he collected the cars and have them sitting somewhere without shipping it?
Well, obviously, it must have. This is a year and a half down the line.
Okay.
Can I chip in? Can I say something?
Go ahead, Dominic.
Right. Right. You know, when she's saying he asked her for 10,000, he was saying that our car is in one of the container in a port. That if she rendered her the 10,000, when he takes the containers out, he's going to give our car, and then we're going to find a way to reverse the money. But I mean, it come down to 2,500. I said, well, you're not giving no money. It's like. So what happened is, I went to the police station at Banjul headquarters, and I went and I reported in a crime investigation. So these guys say that okay, they have to get in touch with the manager, who is Ismail. So they trying to get in touch with Ismail. Ismail was not answering his call. So they say to me right now, the only way they can get Ismail, because this man is not in Gambia, is to go and pay Africell to bring out his course so that they can be able to know who he called us, so that they can get to him. I'm just trying to tell you how crooked these people are. So the police have to pay the money, and they printed his course, and they called the man who he called us. It was the man that directed where he is. So when he knew that the police was behind him, Permanent called from England to the CID and tell the CID that this guy is not in the Gambia. He's very sorry, but his boy have went to Guinea-Bissau. That was the day we knew. All that time she was telling Sandra, the car is in the port, borrow me 10,000, I'll take your car out. That was the first day he admitted that can never even send from UK. That was April this year. That was the first time he admitted that can never ever send. While he was asking Sandra to borrow him 10,000, that our car was in the port. I want you to understand how dangerous liar this guy is. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can I put in here as well? Because I've just...
Well...
Right. Back last year, Armani had sent a silver Peugeot 206 for a lady. She contacted me because I only live about an hour from Armani. And I went to his address, and this Peugeot 206, which he told he'd shipped for this lady, he said was arriving in the Gambia or was in the Gambia. I took a photograph of it outside Parmani's house in England.
You saw the car that was supposed to be arriving. You took
these photographs.
You took a picture of the car that Parmani said he already shipped. Parmani said he shipped the car.
Already shipped.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've GPS located the photograph and Tom dated it to his address. That's on my phone at any point. I sent it to this woman and she said, you know, there's just another example of his pathological lying.
Okay.
So the fact is nobody stopped this guy, just creating problems for Gambia business. You understand? If nobody stopped this guy, you're going to pile up until people start getting discouraged to invest in Gambia. You know, people look at it as permanent. Permanent is destroying Gambia in total. It's destroying Gambia in total in terms of business, because when people in abroad don't have trust to bring things to Gambia, finally they'll divert their attention to somewhere else. But if somebody don't stop, if Gambian police don't get involved and to contact UK police to stop this guy, it's still going to get worse, and it's going to be for Gambian economy that you'll be eating it slowly and steady, because people don't send in, they don't make no money.
Okay.
man ma seede ni lu bari maa ngi dégg mu ngi wax ne am na ñoo xam ne nii personnellement gars yi dañ dee call jabaram di ko harass ak yooyu noonu so ñun moom dañu yar si yar ak teggi nag yëpp so man dama doon call pa aw ma pa ma colaat ko aw ma ko su ma tegsee nekk di ma wax things yoo xam ne nii mooy loolu so ma ëppul ut number ma lijanti am number parce que am na ma nit moom wax dëgg météo si man moom tuwat man suma saa météo parce que ñun dañ ko def mën a dugalante so bu ma amee number jabaram ma phone jabaram mënu ñoo dem daal parce que ñu am misunderstand parce que li ma doon wax tamit moom si mu ne ma diguloo ak man waruloo ma xool su ma liggéey nga war a xool parce que yow su yow yaa góor yéen a diin yow góor jigéen nga waruloo ma xool si góor yi nga war a def so ak loolu noonu wax nañ ko yëpp issue bi dem ba si maire bi xool ma ak problème bu xew yëpp ak lu tax xaalis bu fa amee maire bi ne ma la jur yow dama bëgg a produit yow nga bàyyi parce que man demoon naa si extrême boo xam ne nii o case bi report naa ko si police bi bëggoon naa dem ba si extrême boo xam ne nii man dama doon bëgg a dem ba si kër ñoom paamaam dem fu gars yi nekka léegi ñu jéem koo jeté aw foofu noonu parce que damay dund dafa bari parce que man mënut a am man suma mère di coono moom mère mu ngi continuer di daal waaye after bu loolu noonu yëpp demee through 2 weeks after.
So suma understand loolu laa doon jéem a explainal paane yéen loolu ngeen miin ne ok moom mu ngee dallu ak famille am nekk si jàmma then yéen a ngi am inconvenience yéen suma understand that's the message you are trying to lead ne moom mu nekk si jàmma yéen ngeen a torox right.
moom nekk si dallu parce que jàmm bi moom nekkul rek comme ne jóg léegi it góor si lépp góor ak yooyu noonu waaye comme tey ku mel ne comme man fu mu mel nii man maa ngi dëkk man maa suma yaay léegi bis bu eewoo suba dama am pour gis ko beneen customer bi moom su ma génnee suma kër moom laa dee tiimul jat xam nga moom sax mun na ma understand parce que mu ngi def business ba pare moom bii nekkul force de ligne bi soo moom understand waaye maire bi si biir kër bi du la ko laaj moo la jur waaye su eewoo suba yow sa boppa sax guilt bi dafaa nekk si yow parce que yaa ngi eewu xool maire bi léegi par exemple mu ne la mu ngi dem liggéey maire bi su ma mu ne la mu ngi dem liggéey léegi moom mu ngi war a trek o mu ngi dugg si taxi.
léegi ndax yow yóbbu nga matter bi to court did you take the matter to court though? Did you take the matter to court?
Man dama am ak Ismaila contract Ismaila dafa dem dem Guinée Bissau right now matter bi mu ngi kera waa police dem matter bi dem na ba si kaw si commissioner dem na ñu sit ñu wax yëpp and everything waaye Ismaila right now as we speak mu ngi Bissau for the past 4 or 5 months foofu la daw de toog dama ko de mën a am through WhatsApp after lii mi sax dinaa la sema moom yow di nga ko mën a contact nga dégg fa moom so waaye jabaram tam si case boobu noonu rek mën a jabaram tam after 2 weeks moo block jëlaat naa another number ma teppal ko message bu gudda ma apologize parce que ñun moom mooy loolu daal ñu dee bu gàddu wala anything parce que ñu nekk xale yoo xam ne nii man soo ma waxee sax di nga xam ne I am very young so dama just nekk di try ma dem kanam so ma bëgg a dox di amee wala anything ma teg su ko message ma apologize ko beneen bu la boo xam ne ñu mu ngi dëkk Angleterre parce que nag boobu loolu message bi ko mu foot ko waaye tontu ba at the end of the day man sama pat ak gis ba di fan saaga na ma wax man lu nekk jërëw ma ko dax def naa ma apologize si jamono temps bi ak so man ma apologize boobu so man maa boo xam ne ñun tey su ma ñëwee ma toog nii si télé ak rajo di wax yow ma pour plus bi tulo sam tulo sax suñu borom bi rek waaye soo gisee ma ñëw toog ñi di wax pour nga xam ne du mun a daal ñee ni ñuy si bari ne waaye moo nga non la si ba parce que at the end of the day soo jëlee sa bagage fi toogee di wax ni mun na moo daal yow sa mbokka mun na moo daal kenn mbokkam waaye tey at least di nga gis ne nit yi gën a awee parce que im mu ngoroon daal moom su wax admin ne du defati ngoroon daal bàyyi dem yëgu ko woon keneen ak keneen yëgu ko woon ndax su fekkoon lu meloon comme lii am na dina mun a ñëw mu wax la ne la kii de moom daf di am problème all the time xam nga tey li su amee daa nekk loo xam ne ñun ñëpp seen njëriñoo ñun affect ak ñun affect yëpp soo demee even in the long run soo gis sax soo déggee ma ne si bi nga xam ne waaw kii su si ba moom sax foog ma def kii boo xam ne nii mu ngi nekk loo xam ne dafa am document daal ñu des ñëw rek ñu def free
ok so yow lan nga si jàngee non man moom dem naa parce que xam ne daal nit ki daal ak lu mu ne lépp lu mu la mën di la wax tamit su dégguwul si mu du dem parce que pas man maa moom du si affaire yi man su ma continué sax pas damaa wax rek ngir yàlla tax am na fi full continué mu taxaw mu shot xaalis mu kool ma te moo nekk first time maa ngi wax lii moom si boppam soo ko koolee laajte mu kool ma mu ne ma dafa génn waaye peut-être dafa shot xaalis mu ne ma waaye sa bagage nekku fa waaye suñ ko génnee di nga gis ne some customers dinañ mën a fay to the next continent am na ñoo xam ne nii sax maa gars yi ñoo ànd bu maa dem si banque withdraw xaalis bi moo withdraw xaalis bi am na pour bu gars yi day wax esa definitely very honest man kooku noonu léegi ko dafa am own business am Guinée Bissau so dafa ñëwoon fii léegi mu ko doon dimbale kooku laa jox xaalis bi ñu boobu noonu mu génn moo nekk bi mu doon wax ne dafa am problème nii ak bule boobu moo nekkoon du leen si report bi mu amaat another one ma joxaat ko xaalis mu amaat another one jox naa ko xaalis on 3 different occasions yoo xam ne nii man suma bagage nekkul di génn waaye dama fil ne man fay na la xaalis yooyu refund na ma ko waaye benn refund ma ko on time jox ma xaalis bi nii dinaa la ko jox bi nii xaar naa sax lu ëpp loolu waaye just pour moo wala rek ne la nekkuma ne dama ko jéem a yee or anything waaye man ñëw na mu wax ma ne ma jox ma xaalis damaa génne conteneur sa bagage nekku fa tey koo amee over $1 million su ñëwee mu ne la jox ma xaalis doo ko jox waaye benn fi ta ma génne xaalis bi ma jox ko kenn yëgul suma famille kenn yëgul lii tey moo nekk first time ma ko wax diggante man ma moom rek leen ak Ismaila ak driver ban laa àndaloon bàyyi dem
dama ne ko nañ ànd dama am bu baax sama moto bi mu ne ko you know what nañ ànd su ko defee suñu demee yow di moo mun a seede ñu dem ñu draft a form of contract moo withdraw xaalis bi jiiti banque mu nekk Jimbex ma jox ko second occasion bi ma joxaat ko third one bi ma joxaat ko so xam nga rek ba léegi man jot ma suma bagage ba pare maa ngi amee ay pression was yoo xam ne nii pour suma kawas bi la man amee jur mënu maa jël kawas bi right now bagage yi nga nekk ouvrir suma kawas bi yëpp dama amaat pour demaat ma jëndaat yëpp so mu mel ni benn item dama am pour jëndaat ko pour at
ok
just business mën a dem
lan mooy
waaw dafa mujj daal
lan mooy sa final words
non fu mel ni moom daal mooy li ma laa rek man daal ñëpp laa nekk di woon rek képp koo xam ne nii daal da nga bëgg a si yaa ngay def business daal bul discourage just try rek nga make sure ne everything nga def yaa nga def into documentation and yëpp ba pare mu yaa ngi xarit boo xam ne nii moom laa di àndal all the time ñoo di àndal day and night bu buggaan nag moom autoram fii si réew waaye daf ma di advice yi su nekkul affaire business bi sax kooku jox na ma xaalis sax ma jox ko papa mun ta dili ma man dama am pour jëlaat mu oon xaalis ma defoon ko waaye musuma xool benn bés mu laaj ma kooku aw ma dara lu ma ko wax loolu rek ma ngi parce que nit ki du la jox xaalisam ba pare du la xool nga laajte ko mu mel ni beneen customer bi kan moo ma joxoon xaalisam kooku jox na ma xaalisam dégg nga yàlla na jéem nañ ko shot waaye yàlla na tamit balañ koo mën a régler musuma see am problème kenn yóbbu ma si police kenn ñëwul ma taxaw sama bundi kër di ma gàttanu oo mu ñàkk am amee ma nelaw so loolu rek la amoon pour wax daal ba pare sa boppam ma ngi laa gërëm bu baax parce que mais nga ñu chance pour ñu ñëw askan bi ñëpp xam lan moo nekk di daw ñu am tamit ñu dee def business lan leen di face parce que ñu easy suñ nelaw duy doy suñ tëddee duñ nelaw
Kevin, your final words.
Sorry?
Your final words.
Yeah. Well, whatever Armani says is a lie. It's that simple. You know, all he's done is support my charity by years. Okay, I might get my goods. I can laugh at that. It may be this year. I've just thought while I'm sat here, well, half the medical supplies will be out of date probably. We're talking a year, 12 months, a year. So, you know, half of it will probably have to be thrown in the bin. There's a lot of medical supplies in there. I've got a hell of a feeling they're out of date. You know, and also thinking of it, I only use Armani for about shorter than 6 months, because as soon as I got wind of what was going wrong, we transferred to G-Bay and started doing our own containers.
Yes, thank you very much, Kevin. Sandra and this thing, I was going to talk to you guys to share your final words, but I guess I will have to cut this here and I will do another program where I'll analyze this. I have an emergency that I need to take care of very urgently. I apologize that I cannot allow you guys to share your final words. I have an emergency and I need to go. Right? I just have a message. I have an emergency. Yes, everybody that is watching, I have an emergency that I need to take care of. I'll have to cut this here. I apologize. I will continue to do more programs like this, right? And to all our listeners and viewers, yes, I am very sorry. I have to cut it this way. I have an emergency and I have to go. I will talk to you guys later, okay?
Okay, thank you very, very much.
Thank you all. Thank you all.